I'll call this. Seriously? I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up. I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
Objection.
I will fuck you up. KO. I will fuck you up.
Bukaki. Bukaki. Trooper Bukaki. 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 Trooper Bukaki. Bukaki.
Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
Apache Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stamps, leave your clothes, buddy, and then we're screwing up the
funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of Turtleboy? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. I'm not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog out.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom. Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time. Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, turtle people? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good? Good? Excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your fearless host. My name is Aidan Kearney on Facebook. You might recognize me as Clarence Woods Emerson. That's what I go by as on there. Feel free to give me a follow. Join the fun. I do a live stream from there every morning, at least try to, from my kid's bus stop. So in case I ever get arrested again, we want it on film, don't we? We definitely want that on film. But yeah. What the hell? Hold on. Yeah. You can follow. What else can you call me? You can call me Uncle Turtleboy. Old school turtle riders are known to do that. You know what? We're coming up on the anniversary of too, like the 10-year anniversary of Turtleboy. Like starting the first article I ever wrote, I think was like late 2013, maybe early 2014. But I left my job as a teacher right around, I don't know the last date I was a teacher. It was like right around now, like right around October 9th. Is that sometime after Columbus Day? But anyway, the real old school ones, they call me Uncle Turtleboy for short. You can call me Dr. Turtleboy. I actually prefer that. I feel like I've earned the name Doctor. I have a PhD in kicking ass and taking names and journalism. I also am known to some as Daddy. You can call me that. I understand it can be a little weird calling another grown man Daddy, but some people have ruined that nickname for me, for everyone. You know, literally ruined it. It used to be a really good name. But if you want to call me that, I'll allow it. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp, and make sure you smash that subscribe button. And join the fun. We'll have a great time here. Make sure you give us a thumbs up afterwards and leave a comment and all that good stuff. Helps with the algorithm as we pursue our way to the 500,000 subscriber barrier. We're at 101.2 thousand now, growing by the day, etc. So anyway, what else do we have here? Oh yeah, so coming up this week, we got some court days. I'll be in Stoughton on Wednesday for Rich Schiffer's arraignment. He's being arraigned on 2 counts of felony witness intimidation, 2 counts of what else? Like 18 counts of littering. I didn't even know that was a crime. I thought it was like a fine, but I guess it's a crime in Canton. Except when Jim Ferris does it. 2 counts of criminal harassment, whatever. I'll be there. I got his back 1,000%. I got a shirt just for the day too. You can call. Let's see what else. On Friday, we got more Ducky people being arraigned. I don't know. I'm going to be there for all of them. No, they're not being arraigned. They have a magistrate's hearing behind closed doors. So I'm there to support all of them. All of them, baby. So, all right. Jim Ferris does smell bad. You're right. It's very rude. Very rude. All right, cool. Awesome. If you guys like the program and you want to have your message read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top. It should be pinned to the top for Turtle Chat. There it is. And you can donate whatever amount of money you want. When you do that, you get to write a message. And I will bring that message up or I'll read the message out loud to the class, and you can do it that way. Because we don't do whatchamacallits around here. We don't do the and by the way, keep me posted on the Georgia-Texas game. I think it was 10-0 Georgia last I saw. Watched that Tennessee-Alabama game today. That was a doozy. That was a good one. Good for Notre Dame, no matter what happened there, because whoever lost that game, we were passing. So Alabama, maybe out of the playoffs. We'll see. With 12 teams, you never know. It's 20-0 dogs, huh? So that's good for Alabama right there. That's very good for them. Man, the SEC is stacked. Let me just tell you. It was stacked before. And then they fucked around and had Texas, who was the number 1 team in the country this year. It's like, come on. And these like mega conferences that they have now, it just guarantees like every weekend in college football now, there's just amazing football games. It's fucking awesome. These mega conferences are dope. I love it. Except for the ACC. It really blows. But anyway, there's that. We got Patriots tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. The Super Bowl, we're playing the Jaguars. Mac Jones, will he start? Will he get in the game or not? I hope so. Europe was not so good to him last year. That was the worst game I've ever seen as a quarterback against the Colts was Mac Jones in Germany last year. So, Drake May, we'll see. That's the fun part about Drake May is we got nothing to fucking lose. Like if he sucks, whatever, he's a rookie. And that would suck. Then we just fuck around, get the next guy, It's kind of fun to be a complete loser franchise all of a sudden. I don't know how that happened, but we're not like the Packers or the Steelers or one of these programs where, you know, we win once in a while and then we're always good in between. It's like, no, we suck. And then we just win a shitload of Super Bowls. I prefer it that way. That's my kind of team. You know, I see Go Niners here. You know, my grandparents told me about the Niners, how good they were back in the day, and Cowboys too. But all they do now is lose Super Bowls. So I can't really, you know, eventually they got to win it. They got to win a big one. But anyway, you got to click at the link at the top, guys, if you want to donate and have your message read. And we've got a couple already. Let me wade through here. Callie sends 25 and goes, I'm a big fan of award-winning journalism. Shout out to Gabby and Free, Karen Reed, and Turtleboy. Yeah, if you like award-winning journalism, folks, you're in the right place. I'll tell you that much right now. I don't care what Sue O'Connell says. I am a journalist, which is weird because she said I was a journalist before. And last night, she didn't say I wasn't a journalist last night. And we can go over what she said exactly. But all right. Mark sends $20 and goes, Doctor, can you do a family tree on the O'Keefes? You mean the O'Keefes or the McAlberts? There must be some massive retards in there. Are you sure John wasn't adopted? Oh, he does mean the O'Keefes. You know, it's not a big tree, the O'Keefe tree. It's there's Peggy at the top, and she's from the Risitano clan. Now, the Risitano clan might be an infested gene pool. There's a couple of good Risitanos I heard from early on. The male Risitanos are generally, they get it. But the female Risitanos, and there's a whole friggin' bunch of them, and they go to court a lot. They suck. They're just dumb. They're dumb people. And it's not picking on, they love to clip these things. And I don't give a shit. I really don't. Like, dumb is dumb. Like, if you think John O'Keefe was killed by Kara Reed, you're just dumb. Like, there's no other way around it. This isn't like something that smart people can disagree on. Everyone who is online, you know, pretending that Karen Reed is guilty is a dumb person. And we saw it last night with Big Fat Beth. We're going to call it BFB, Big Fat Beth. She just solidified it, didn't she, folks? She was something else. And talk about, I guess her nickname, I'm told, is Hot Pocket. That's what John called her, is Hot Pocket. She just sat around the house eating Hot Pockets. And, you know, she's not even related to John. She's the family member. So BFB is the family member of John that got chosen to go on TV and speak for the family. I mean, I saw her every day in court. It was hard to miss her. It was hard. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. She's also sucks. Like, she said mean things about me last night. So I get to make fun of her. I'm sorry. I reserve the right to make fun of Beth Resendes because she said she was rude to me last night. And I've never even mentioned her name. Yeah. And note my objection sucked last night. Yeah. So she's Erin O'Keefe's sister, which, if you're keeping track at home, John O'Keefe is the dead guy. His brother is Paul. So Paul is related to John. Paul's wife is Erin. So that's John's sister-in-law is Erin. So there is, yeah, that's fine. I accept that. Like, Scott Peterson's sister-in-law is, like, I think might be in love with him too. So there is, like, in-laws are kind of family, you know, kind of family. I get it. But then the in-law's sibling is another bridge too far. And that's what Beth Resendes is to John O'Keefe. He's the in-law's sibling. And I'm like trying to do this out loud. I'm like, okay, my brother's wife's siblings. How well do I know them? And I'm like thinking back, and I'm like, I literally just met them at the wedding. I met him at the wedding, and then that, I think maybe once I saw him again, and I forgot their names. And they're great people. They're very nice. They have lovely families, but I just don't remember them at all because they're my brothers or my sisters' spouses' siblings. Like, that's fucked up. Like, that's not family. That's like, I've literally met, I'm like trying to do so Beth Resendes is to John O'Keefe as I am to who. And I'm like putting this together and I'm like, I don't even know who they are because I don't know their names. I forgot their names. I remember one of their names. And if I see them, I don't like, hey, I forgot your name. It's not, fucking a joke. It's are you fucking kidding me? That's the best that they could get up there is Big Fat Beth coming up there. And she's not like, bro, dude, are you kidding me? And then that other guy who Goat Boy says is a nice guy, but I contend that anyone sitting with Paulo Queef and Paulo Grift or whatever we're going to call him now is kind of a scumbag, you know? So we're going to get all into that. So thank you very much for Hot Pocket can go fuck herself. Cyber Chick in Boston sends $100. Thank you, Cyber Chick in Boston. She says, I support you, Turtleboy. Keep going. And I'm going to do just that. And I will, especially with donos like that, because as you can see, more money, more problems. I'm kind of a target of the state. They've put me in jail before. They like to do it again. They salivate about doing it again. And it's got to be careful. You know, don't want to go back. Valmore Leclerc sends $5 and goes, Turtleboy, show the shirt. Oh, this is an old school shirt. Somebody Turtle Rider made this for me. Canton High School, class of 1994. Best looking. Yeah, Jennifer McCabe won best looking that year. And which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think she was in the same graduating class as Meg Kennedy, who was much better looking than her. So I don't even understand that. Oh, is there static? Yeah, okay. Somebody's telling me there's static. Let me know if the static goes away. I will try to move it away from the microphone. It hasn't. It's this mic that picks up static. When the phone gets too close to it, it's annoying. But let me know if you guys hear static. Hopefully it stopped. But yeah, she won best looking. I swear to God. And that's one of the questions I asked when I called and I was arrested over this. I called Julie Albert on the phone and I go, did it hurt to lose, best looking to Jennifer McCabe in the class of 1994? Like, that's hard to lose to Horseface. How do you get over that? I got freaking arrested for calling her that. They said that was witness intimidation. Like, unbelievable. So yeah, there's that. So thank you very much. Plevin's Micro Penis. Well, that's an interesting name. I would contend that the odds of him having one are very high. He says, is it finally happening? Will these corrupt fucks really pay for what they've done? I hope so. Many times over the last year, something is different, though. You did it, Turtleboy. Unreal, brother. And that brings up something I want to show you guys. So I saw an interesting little meme on Twitter today, where I've been living my best life. All right. I'll share this. You see this right here? This is not normal. Okay. This is the status right now of several high profile people in the Karen Reed case. Michael Proctor suspended without pay. And all of these people, prior to my journalism and my coverage of the story and the Karen Reed case in general, had pretty good records. I don't think anyone on this list had, really no one on this list stood out as like, oh yeah, that guy, he's a well-known scumbag, anything like that. Brian Albert kind of was on the DL, but besides that, it's like, okay, so suspended without pay, Bukkake, 5-day less vacation. That is a discipline. Tully, rehomed. Okay. Transferred. You know who gets transferred out of their job? pedophile priests. Okay. Like this is what the Massachusetts police have become. The Boston Archdiocese circa, 1978. This is what they're like. If you get rehomed in the state police, when you're a lieutenant, like Brian Tully, you're fucked. Like you did something bad. Like something's happening. I'm telling you. Trooper Paul replaced, benched for the trial. He's too much of a fuck up. They can't bring him back around two. He's one of the most important witnesses they have. He sucked. Can't have him back. Kevin Albert, disciplined after being put under investigation. Even if it's a bullshit discipline, he was still disciplined for the drunken incident where he left his badge and gun in Proctor's car. Berkey, is he alive? No one knows. He retired. He got out of Dodge shortly after the his shady involvement in the Karen Reed case. David Traub abruptly resigns just out of nowhere. The guy who worked there for 25 years, who had a nice, easy job. He's literally just Joseph Goebbels for Michael Morrissey. He reads the cards. He says what the DA pays him to say, and he goes home and he eats his cheese sandwich. He has resigned, and that's interesting because where'd that come from? Interesting timing. Why would he do this? Why would he leave his nice, comfortable job and just quit all of a sudden? I mean, it's a pretty easy job. I'm wondering if this guy definitely knows where the bodies are buried. David Traub knows some shit. I mean, he was paid to lie, and I hope he starts squawking. They better give him a nice severance package because that guy knows a lot, I bet. Then we have Gallagher. I mean, that King mofo, he resigned. He retired, got out of Dodge, although he's making plenty of money. Adam Lally is just cucked. He got cucked. Let's call it what it is. He got cucked by Hank Brennan. He's the ADA. His job is to prosecute the case. And because he was so ineffective, they're like, bro, we ain't bringing you back for round two. We're going to bring in Hank Brennan, and we're going to pay him almost a year's salary for you. Will you sit on the bench and make sure it doesn't fly away? That is your job. He's not going to speak. You're still going to have to go, Lally. You're still going to have to go and bring in your papers and stuff, but they're not your papers now. They're Hank's papers. So you're going to bring in Hank's papers. So you're a secretary now, Lally. So good job. We got Higgins down there, Ginger, Jameson and Ginger. He's on desk duty. We got Brian Albert, retired, but can't show his face in public ever again. Literally hides his face when he goes out in public. And then we got Chloe missing. Where's Chloe? And I liked this meme I saw here. Where was it? How it started, how it's going. I don't know who is that Morrissey, the TikTok, I'm guessing, hopefully. I mean, there's other people that got to go too. Guarino should be on there. Like, when's he going? I mean, if you're these people, you have to know something's going to happen to you. Like, you ain't walking away from this. Anyone else? Donkey Lips to Chico should have something happen to him. He found taillight. Like, that guy's shady as fuck too. So thank you for that one. There's an excellent meme. I share good memes on here when I see them. Good stuff. Who else do we have? Yeah, so that's when this person says, is this it? Is something happening? And it's like, and that's what I tweeted something. Like, it feels like something's happening. The Tully, I mean, we expose Morrissey like he's never been exposed before with Bederow Letter Part 3. Never been exposed before. And all of a sudden, the next day, I mean, his office has nothing to say about it, and the propaganda minister just quits, and Tully gets rehomed. That's embarrassing. Something's happening, man. It seems like it. Doesn't it? I mean, if you add up all the people that have been disciplined, none of this is normal. None of this is normal. Something's happening. Something's happening, I'm telling you. But, okay, cool. Next. Wendy Sue Winter sends $10 and goes, we all know Tully was just looking for nudes on your phone. LOL. Oh, I'm sure he saw them all. And I'm sure it was very, very embarrassing for him because he's like, fuck. He's bigger than me. Like, there's nothing I can do. Like, and that really has to hurt, doesn't it, Tully? That I got the best of you, and the Intimidator is just fucking putting you to shame, young man, isn't it? Putting you to shame. So there's enjoy that one, Tully. Enjoy that one. All right. So thank you for that one. Any more here? Russell sends $10 and goes, estimating indictments using FBI's Sandra Birchmore timeline. John O'Keefe's death and cover-up culprits have just over 10 months of freedom left. That's a good way to look at it. Bro. They're going down. Let's be real here. They're going down. They're not getting away with this, especially after the Sandra Birchmore thing. Matthew Farwell is not the only one going down for Sandra Birchmore. Yes, he killed her. Yes, he's going to be arrested for that, but he also walked the streets for 3.5 years, and that's not going to be forgiven or forgotten. And I didn't even get a chance to write about it, but the other day, as Ted Daniels showed, on August 16th, who went to the office of the chief medical examiner together with the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office? That would be John Fanning and Matthew Dunn, the two people in charge of the Sandra Birchmore investigation out of the Norfolk DA's office. They're done. Matthew Dunn's done. You know, like they put the public in so much danger by allowing this guy to walk the streets. The U.S. Attorney's Office made them go there and sit in a meeting with the new medical examiner, the new guy who determined it was actually a murder, to show them, guys, this is how it's done. And they were probably like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, okay. Next time we'll get it right on the first try. But they know that they knew how to do it the whole time. The FBI knows that. They're going down for that. There's no way they're not going down for that. And yeah, the indictments are going to come. I hate to say it. They're not walking away from this. The FBI knows that Karen Reed didn't kill John O'Keefe. They know that. That's what the ARCA guys proved. That's why they hired them. They didn't hire the ARCA guys to figure out who killed John O'Keefe. They hired the ARCA guys to see if this was a valuable use of their time to investigate this. Once they determined that Karen Reed could not have hit John with the car, well, that means that someone else did, didn't it? And it means that it was someone in the house, because it wasn't a random hobo that did it. And it wasn't Lucky Loughran. So it's someone in the house. And they also spoke with Lucky Loughran, by the way, for whatever that's worth. And Lucky Loughran didn't have to go under oath and go in front of a grand jury, but the people inside that house did. And God knows what they said. God knows what they said. So I'm looking to see exactly. They're just not going to get away with it, man. Somebody has to go down for this, period. So it's going to happen one of these days. I wouldn't go to sleep every night hoping that tomorrow's going to be the day. Just one day you will wake up, and it's like with Monica Cannon Grant, guys. If you're new here, you don't know Monica Cannon Grant. She was my white whale for a while, although she would object to the term white whale. She would probably call that hate speech. She was this big fat cheese hog. She ran BLM Boston, and she was just the most abrasive, offensive cunt you've ever met in your entire life. Okay? Oh, and by the way, don't let me forget, as soon as I'm done reading these chats, we have to announce the winner of Ratchet Madness, don't we? Okay. So, let me do this in one more. Actually, let's fucking do it now. Let's announce the winner. We have a tribute video here. Who do you guys think it is? Who won Ratchet Madness 2024? This is the 8th year we've done this, by the way. 8th year. Previous winners in order, because Monica made me think of this, where I don't know if you guys remember these. We had our first one ever was Smashley Laslapio, we called her. She was involved in the Ronald Tarantino thing. She was dating the brother of the cop killer. Long story. Her dad's a judge. Piece of trash. Then there was Didi Delgado. Oh, fucking hate. Oh, disgusting. Didi Delgado. Ryan Waters. He's still around, unfortunately. 2019. 2020 was this just the biggest whore. And I mean this, biggest whore I've ever profiled. That would be Nikki Evans, this chick from Milford, who drove her. Oh, read that story. She drove her. She got the liposuction, and she drove her, and then she fucked everyone in Milford, and then she went and pushed her husband, who's a well-liked firefighter, into killing himself, and then fucked everyone after that. She's so ratchet. She's so ratchet that Krusty Panties was in Ratchet Madness that year, and she beat her. And Lorena Cali. Lorena Cali is one of the most ratchet bitches I've ever fucking, like, biggest psycho ever. And she didn't even win because Nikki Evans beat her. So there's that. 2021 was the biggest landslide we've ever had for Ratchet Madness. That was Monica Cannon Grant's year, 2021. 2022 was Harmony Montgomery's parents. I say parents, plural, because not only the dad killed Harmony Montgomery, and he's fucking a meth head and a piece of shit and a murderer, and he's a horrible person. But the mom sucks too. And I'm so sick of the mom in that case being some sort of victim. She sucked. The kid never would have been in that situation in the first place if the mom was a fucking mom. Okay. And then 2023, of course, was Mike Fucci, the Fooch. He's still around. And then let's find out who wins this year. We got a tribute video ready to go. Let me pull it up. A one shining moment. I think we have it. Here we go.
The ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star, and all the years, no one knows just how hard you worked. But now it shows in one shining moment. It's all on the line. In one shining moment, they're frozen in time. But time is short, and the road is long. In the blinking of an eye, that moment's gone. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew that in one shining moment you reached deep inside. One shining moment you knew you were alive. Feel the beat of your heart, feel the wind in your face. It's more than a contest, it's more than a race. And when it's done, win or lose, you always did your best. 'Cause inside you knew, in one shining moment, you reached for the sky. In one shining moment, you knew. Yeah. In one shining moment, you're willing to try. In one shining moment, you knew. One shining moment.
What a beautiful tribute that was. That was such a great job by Laura. Amazing. You're all losers in my book. You're all losers in my book. So there we go. It was 84% of the vote that Jennifer McCabe got. 84%. It is the biggest landslide we've had since. I got to check the records. I'm not sure what Monica Cannon Grant won by. in 2021. But yeah, Monica Cannon Grant, I was going, so congratulations to Horseface. You are the champion. You've gone down with some legends. Krusty Panties has never even won a Ratchet Madness. Like, there's been some heavy hitters over the years that didn't win Ratchet Madness. That's a very, very elite group that you just joined. Congratulations. You are the ultimate piece of shit, and you're probably going to go to jail. So don't get too comfortable, as Paul O'Keefe told me on February 26th. Don't get too comfortable, because I can definitely picture you ending up in jail. Because Monica Cannon Grant, like I said, I've been was writing about her for years and her scamming. I did a whole thing about how her nonprofit was just a money pit and millions of dollars were coming in and blah, blah, blah. I didn't think anyone was paying attention. Anyone important, at least. But then lo and behold, one day Monica is live streaming and her house is raided by the feds. And her husband was arrested, and a month or so later she got arrested, and she has a trial coming up in December, and she's going to jail. And so, like, it just came out of nowhere the day Monica was arrested. I'm like, holy hallelujah, what did I do to deserve this? Holy shit, and one day that's going to come. It's going to come. Keep the faith. It's going to come with Jennifer. This feds just fucking out of nowhere. Just like, oh, surprise, motherfucker. Forgot about us. We're still here. Yeah, we never went away, really. And we gotcha. So they're going to take him down, guys. Like, they're not going to let this go away. Kearney probably will not happen before another trial. Okay, like they cannot stop a trial from happening. And at this point, they're just adding shit on. All the shit that's happened with the Bederow letters, we're going to talk about some of that tonight. It is just adding on to the grift. It really is. It's adding on to their grift, rather. So anyway, Nikki sends $25. Nikki Johnson Bukaki Missing Dentures sends $25 and says, hey, what's up with your YouTube 100,000 plaque? I know we have to apply for that. Are they being about the random bands? No, we haven't applied yet. So I know all of us Turtle Riders take this serious. We're so happy for your success. Yes, I will do that this week. So thank you very much, Nikki Johnson Bukaki Missing Dentures. Amanda sends $5 and goes, keep fighting the good fight. First Amendment right is real. Meanball Morrissey is going down. Hashtag free Karen Reed. Hashtag free Turtleboy. Yeah, he's definitely going down. He's fucked. I'm telling you, he's fucked. Jay from New Hampshire sends $10 and goes, don't stop against those corrupt pieces of shit. Keep up the great work. Shout out to my wife, Marie, a new Turtle Rider. Welcome aboard, Marie. We love you. And shout out to the lovely ladies. I think one of them was pregnant, who I met at the Bagel Inn today. Shout out. Love meeting Turtle Riders out in the real world. So hello and hello to Marie, the new Turtle Rider. David Owen sends $10. My guy David, the Druid, said, I'd like to see Big Fat Beth wrestle linebacker Julie Bagel over a sandwich. There would be no survivors in that one. There would be no. Oh my God. Just don't let either of them eat for like 6 hours and then have a big fucking Italian sub, extra dressing, no veggie, no lettuce, just in the middle of the room. And Julie Bagel and Big Fat Beth, just you ring a bell and they fucking fight for that shit. Fucking fight. Winner gets the sandwich. The thought of that. Oh my God. There would be no survivors. There would be, pray for the foundation of that house if that ever happened. Oh, okay. All right, next up. Tanya sends $10. She goes, hey, daddy. Hey, all right. See, some people aren't afraid to call me that still. Support from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Nice. I've been watching you for a while. Keep up the great work. Yeah, shout out to you too, Nova Scotia. There used to be a ferry out of the Acadia National Park. It used to go to Nova Scotia. So fast fact of the day. So thank you very much. You're the first Nova Scotian I'd seen on here, Tanya. Thank you. Anybody else? Turtle Chats. We got a couple cash apps too. Agent O'Donnell sends $10. So selfishly, I'm so happy Tully went through phone without a warrant. I've always feared the knock on the door. If and when I get it, I will laugh and say, "Oh, you're here about the inadmissible evidence you think you have because you searched the Clarence Woods Emerson phone without a warrant. Kindly go fuck yourselves, or I will tell the world you jacked off to Turtleboy's Intimidator pics. Love ya." It's so true, Agent O'Donnell. Thank you very much. And, I saw some comment on there. People like, I get why Turtleboy hated Tully the most now, because Tully was never a sexy pick for like most hated villain and all this. He had a special place in my heart. And I even wrote him a letter from jail, said, "Dear Brian Tully, I'm just not that into you." And now people are seeing why. This guy really has a thing for me, and it's just bizarre. So thank you very much. Because, Proctor did not conduct the investigation into me. He didn't, as much of a villain as he is, it was Tully. So thank you. Cyber Chicken Boston sends $25 and goes an extra 25 for the heart glasses on Dateline. Way to show up. #beast. That was fucking badass. My intro on Dateline. We're going to watch some of that. Thank you. Kathleen sends 25 and goes, I actually thought Tully was the smartest one of the bunch. I guess not. I think he's in big doo-doo. He was probably the least flustered, I would say, of all the witnesses on the stand. But clearly he's not that smart. If they got in bed, guys, if they were, I can't believe to this day, Tully's not that smart because he pursued the whole, he wasted time on, did Turtleboy get a free Lexus from the Reed family? That was stupid. That was a huge waste of his time. He pursued that lead. But the dumbest thing Tully ever did was build the case around something called crusty panties and fake victim. Like he thought that would be a smart idea to use them as witnesses. Now, he did get me into jail for 60 days. But that's all he's getting. And in the end, that's just going to pay off for me because that caused me severe emotional distress, actual emotional distress, provable emotional distress. They did that shit, throwing me in jail. Bro, that shit was lonely in there, and I heard the Glare and Melanie talking about this the other day about my in jail, and the Glare was like, oh, he handled that shit like a beast. But Melanie was like, yeah, but that's really fucked up. It like causes a lot of trauma, and they're both kind of right. It's like that shit was, I can't tell you, like, to know on the outside, I have all these people who support me and love me and a family at home that I miss very much and all this shit too. And then that's great. It's awesome. But then I remember just doing laps inside Norfolk County Jail in the morning by myself every day. And then I'm just from 10 to 6:30, I'm just going back to my cell by myself. And I'm just sitting there by myself with no one to talk to. I mean, I could call people and that was good and all. But at the end of the day, you're by yourself and you're just like, all the shit on the outside, it's like, doesn't exist. And it's just like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up to take all that away from you, So, and I'll never forget that. I'll never, ever, ever, ever forget what they did to me in there. And yeah, I mean, certainly when I first got out, man, I'd like to think I'm back to normal now, but I don't know if you'll ever be really normal, but like I couldn't fucking sleep. I couldn't do it. Like my first night there, I could not fucking sleep. And because I was like afraid to go to sleep. I was having crazy nightmares, like waking up, kicking, ask Meredith, dude. It was like fucking bad. Like bad. Eventually it got better, especially the first 20 days out when I thought I was going back. And so, yeah, it's like, and even before I went in, like the fact that I'm like living in fear of being arrested at my kid's bus stop constantly, it's like, that does a number on you too. I went through a lot of shit and I will get revenge. I will get my due diligence with this. Okay. So thank you very much. Let's see. Jennifer D sends $50 and goes, Bederow's hold my beer letters were amazing. The only thing missing from this dogfight is Chloe. RIP. Yeah, Chloe's dead. Chloe's definitely dead. So thank you very much, Jennifer D. And those letters were amazing. And we're going to go over the third letter tonight. So thank you very much. Russell. No, I already got that one. Let me read some turtle chats here. Some cash apps on my phone. Definitely got a few of these to bang out. All right. We got Tracy sends $5 and goes, the killer bees. For the killer bees, free the doctor. Well, thank you very much, Tracy. The killer bees doing a great job. Next up, we got Tracy sends $10 again. This goes, buy freshly circumcised penis. That's Tully. And fuck Beth Resendes. Fuck big fat Beth Resendes. So thank you very much, Tracy. Mike sends $5 and goes, do you know the route Karen Reed or McCabe took when they left? When they left what? Mila, I'm not exactly sure, but I appreciate the dono. They went, so you have to be more specific. Candace sends $5 and goes, did you FOIA Morrissey's entire burner email? Yes, we have FOIA'd that. I think that's going to open the door to a lot of other shit. Anyone who's ever had a case in Norfolk County, any lawyer should be FOIAing, should be records requesting that email address. I would be. If I represented anyone, I'm like, did the key thing there is like, has Michael Morrissey talked to the judge in my case, in my client's case, without me being there? That's a huge fucking thing. Like, that's a meeting. That's a meeting he had. This document, he did it illegally. He knows it's wrong. All right. Jennifer sends $34 and goes, it's the season to give. Thanks for journalism, Jesus. Is it already that time of the year for Christmas season? Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. $5 from Yalitzo. It says, I just became a fan. You're the man. And that rhymes. So thank you very much, Yalitza. Welcome aboard. We hope you stay a while. Hope you enjoy your time here. Marie sends $20 and goes, looking great on national TV. Free Karen Reed. No hashtag. I'm not that against hashtags. Hashtags are okay. It's just when the boomers use them, you're like, okay, come on. And by the way, check out the new pod. If you guys listen to the first episode of 34 Fairview that came out from Matt Phelps, or M. William Phelps, the guy that came on a few weeks ago and kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way on here. I listened to it. I thought it was good. And I'm looking forward to episode 2. Yeah, there's some things in there that I'm like, I'm not 5'7", I'm 5'9", or 5'8 3/4. So let's get it straight there. But he also said, I think athletic looking or something like that. So I'll take that one. There was just a couple things on there. I thought it was good. I thought it was altogether pretty good. Well done. And so looking forward to the second episode. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Most people are like, yeah, listen to this so far. Okay. You'd listen to the second one. I would listen to the second one too. And so I'll share it on social media if you haven't already. He also said Higgins had a big belly. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Mama She sends 25 and goes, Dr. Daddy, whoa, what a wild ride this whole biz is. Yes, absolutely. Dr. Daddy. Jennifer sends $50 and goes, please tell Eric Varney I love him. You heard that, Eric Varney? Jennifer Whitman loves you. So shout out to you. God bless you. Perry sends $20 and goes, your nose doesn't look like a dick. Thank you. I mean, it's a bit, it used to be bigger, believe it or not. I broke my nose as a young child and I had a deviated septum my whole life. True story. And I didn't know. I always just thought I had like a big nose. Like it had a big bump in the middle of it. And, everybody called me Nose in high school, or Nostradamus. That was also a nickname I had. That was like my AOL screen name was Aidan Nose 37. And so then I went to the doctor one day in college, and the doctor was like, looked at my nose, and he's like, yo, that shit's like broken. I don't know if you noticed that. You have a majorly, he showed me an x-ray. It's like, you have a deviated septum. Your nose is all fucking crooked and shit. Like on the inside, bones are pointing the wrong way. And I'm like, oh, I just thought I had a big nose. And it's like, no, you couldn't tell. Your nose is fucking like all broken and shit. I had a broken nose for like 20 years. I didn't know it. And so he's like, yeah, we need to fix that. So I had to get a nose job, but it wasn't a cosmetic one because my friends would bust my balls if I got an actual, like a cosmetic nose job. And like, you know, nothing would cover that. Like, whatchamacallit wouldn't cover it. Insurance. So I got like one of those other, like, it's like a necessary nose job, I guess. I don't know. I got it done. So it was actually much bigger than it is now. So to say it looks like a dick, I don't know. I disagree. But it says your nose doesn't look like a dick. Hottie oddy. Okay. Thank you very much, Perry. And that's that. Oh, she said when they left 34 Fairview, 2 or away from the flagpole, they went back to John O'Keefe's house. She went back to John O'Keefe's house. Thank you very much. All right, cool. I will come back and read these periodically, but we got to get into this. It's 9:50. We haven't even watched any of the Dateline clips. Let's jump right into it. Let's watch some of my favorite highlights of this. All right. So obviously we can't share the whole thing, but let's see. I liked it. All in all, I give this a solid B+. So much better. The only thing they didn't mention, the big thing they didn't mention was the federal investigation, but they hit a lot of shit, right? They hit a lot of shit that like that 2020 didn't touch. The 3 flights up and down stairs. You know, I love that one. That was mentioned, right? Trooper Paul's testimony. I'm like, they showed Lally's questioning him. I'm like, okay, that's good, but they better show Jackson's cross-examination with the pirouette and all that. And they did. And they did. And they made him look like a fool. And just the villain music when Brian Albert came on. There's a lot of really good things I liked about it. And I got to be honest with you, I loved the way they portrayed me. I loved it. I think I came out of that smelling like roses, didn't I? I mean, I think like it was a good portrayal of yours truly. So let's watch some of this. What's that?
Now every plant, every restaurant, every data center is as strong as your best one.
All right, yeah.
Ecolab,
awesome.
Bringing out the best in your business.
Wait, I'm starting from the beginning.
Tonight on
I don't want to start from the
I
beginning.
looked down at my phone and in a matter
All
of
right,
seconds,
let's
I
play
look
some
up and
stuff
he's
for
not
Karen.
there.
John leaving with a drink in his hand.
Ironically, you know, lived in Canton his whole life, 2.5 miles from John's house, and yet we never socialized originally. I have a Lexus LX, which I mean, I felt like I had had a couple drinks, but
You didn't say I'm legless here. This is
no, I didn't feel impaired.
The Albert house was about 2 miles from the bar.
So you get to this address, huh?
We get to the house. It didn't look like it was busting at the seams with people, and there was maybe 1 or 2 cars in the driveway.
This is the only part I was worried about was Karen's interview, because you know they're going to take shit she said and manipulate it. But everything she said made perfect sense, and I think she did very well coming out of this. Keep in mind, a lot of this footage is well over a year old as well.
And I'm still on the street, and I have the passenger side facing the driveway. And I said, John, can you just run in there and, like, you know, can we make sure we're welcome here and it's somewhere we want to be? He said, yeah, I'll be right back. And he got out of the car.
Goes to the front door of the house?
Yes.
Did you see him go in the house?
Yeah, I saw him approach the front door and put his hand on the door.
In your memory, he's going towards a friend's house. How far do you see him go?
I see him go to the door and start to cross the threshold. And I'm thinking, all right, let me look at my phone. And I know sooner or later.
You don't see the door open. You don't see him greeted and going in.
I see him open the door and put his head inside. And I'm like, all right, he's gonna yell to me, or he's gonna come out and get me. And I look down at my phone, and in a matter of seconds, I look up and he's not there. And then I waited for him to reemerge, which I assumed was going to be in moments, or that he'd yell to me from the front door, okay.
It's good, come on in.
Yeah, come on in.
But that never happened.
He didn't come back. And it pissed me off. Because 1, I didn't really want to be there. 2, I had to go to the bathroom.
But where is he?
Yeah, it's 12:30, and I'm waiting here in the snow, in the darkness. I don't know these people well. And what did you stay to have a beer? Why aren't you signaling to me? So I soon thereafter, within Dennis probably 2 full minutes, I start calling him.
Are you getting ticked at him?
Yeah, I am ticked at him at this time. Yeah. So
What happens next?
I left.
You're in your car. Will you say, I'm out of here?
No, I kind of slow rolled it off the street. And I'm hoping that as I slowly edge my way down the street, he's going to say, wait, Karen, where are you going?
Okay, so there you are. You're headed home.
Yeah, I went home. I was home within probably 7 minutes.
Confirmed by the
John's place.
And what do you do?
I laid on the couch inside the front door. And I just called him. I called him just over 50 times.
50 times?
50 times.
Yep.
Yeah, she admits it.
And they were just going to voicemail.
It's getting very early in the morning at this point.
Yeah, I fell asleep. When I woke up after 4, I knew something was wrong.
Where in the world was John O'Keefe?
I didn't know what the hell happened. How did the night end up
All
like
right,
this?
so just
Goldbelly is.
all right. So thoughts on that, right? So she drops him off. She sees him go, like, open the door to try to get into the house, and he, goes in the threshold. Then she waits. Apparently, she was waiting for him to come outside, and I don't know if she would have gone in or not. Because they don't know. He's like, "Are we welcome there?" This is kind of weird. An after party. And he just doesn't come out. And so she's frustrated. Like, think about that. Like, you're not envisioning that John's in there getting the shit kicked out of him. You're envisioning that John is, like, drunk and stumbling around and acting a fool, hanging out with these meatheads. And she gets pissed. And so she's like, fine, maybe if I just make him think I'm for real, like I'm really leaving, he's going to come. She does that a bunch that night. She's like, I'm in Mansfield, John. She wasn't really in Mansfield. She just wanted to make him think, like, dude, better hurry fucking come back, like, for real, I'm going to leave you if you don't come running out here, And so everything she says makes perfect sense. Everything. And by the way, the trolls love the best that they have is like, oh, she said this on 2020, but she said this here. And the other one, she said she didn't say anything about a threshold, but the statements are inconsistent. Bro, you're going to talk about inconsistent statements? Have you met Jennifer McCabe? Have you met Brian and Nicole Albert? Have you met Colin Albert or Chris Albert or Allie McCabe or any of these other people whose everything they say is inconsistent with something else that they said? Like, they are the kings of inconsistency, and you're worried about some small irrelevant detail about whether or not Karen said that John went through the threshold. What?
She says she dropped him off at a park.
All right.
And we'll go searching for him. In the meantime, I called another friend.
Okay,
of
Carrie
very
Roberts.
close to their neighbors. There's a cluster of trees, and he's in there.
That's him.
Over to him, and his eyes were swollen shut. He had blood dripping out of his nose.
Was he alive?
He seemed like he could be. I'm only out there for a minute or two, and then Kerry runs over. And then Kerry and I take turns between mouth-to-mouth resuscitation and chest compressions.
911, what's your emergency?
Jen McCabe called 911.
That's what she said.
Yes,
I need someone to come immediately.
What's going on?
There's a guy unresponsive in the snow.
And maybe within 15 minutes, I don't know who arrived first, a ladder truck or I'm not sure, but they were there in pretty short order.
This dash cam video from one of the first responders' vehicles shows Karen running back and forth, clearly agitated. John was rushed to the hospital.
Well, just look at her talking to Seraph here. Just look at this video. There's Jen McCabe watch her talk to Seraph. Like, they pull the fucking gurney out. Watch this shit.
Clearly agitated. John was rushed.
The gurney comes out. Jen turns her back. John's dead. Turns her back to John's body. He is too busy talking to Seraph.
I don't want to be alive. Like, I don't want to live. And I didn't know what the hell psychiatric watch.
Yeah. Okay.
comes into
I'm
the
going to
room that
skip
I'm in.
to.
And I said, Dad, how is he? And he said, he's gone.
Okay, I'm going to skip to this part. So we got to commercial. All right. So, and that brings up something that they're going to bring up in the next, apparently. And let me just talk about this motion. You guys see the latest motion of the ocean here with Hank Brennan? Oh my God, he might be dumber than Lolly. The more I think about this, the fact that they're trying to get Bill Reed's phone and phone records and Nathan Reed's phone records. I don't know what they think they're going to prove here. And they want Boston 25's entire interview. First of all, they've tried this with the other media outlets and lost. The only one they got a partial victory on was with Boston Magazine because Gretchen Voss didn't mind giving it up. And she gave up her shit and they still didn't call her because there's nothing interesting in there. You're telling me if Karen Reed said anything incriminating, like Boston 25 News wouldn't run that. Like they're protecting her or some shit. It's fucking insane. So they're going to lose that. But if the whole argument here is that like, okay, well, we have a right. This is there might be something in there. There might be something in there. Well, then the same applies to Colin Albert. Like the same applies to anyone who's involved in this. They're saying, well, she called her dad at 1:15. That's what the trolls always say. Why did she call her dad at 1:15? She didn't. She called her mother at 1:15. And when you think about it, her story actually makes very good sense. So they think that's suspicious that she called her mom at 1:15. And the reality of it all is that if you look through her, because I've asked Karen about this, I'm like, this is what the trolls say. What's your response to this? And her response, like with everything, makes perfect sense. It was, I have a very close relationship with my parents. I call them a lot. And they think that if they go through Karen's records, they're going to find that she didn't call them very often, right? And that this was unusual for her to do this. But what she was really doing that night is she's like, do I leave? Should I leave? Like, should I leave? Like, she was pissed. She's like, is this the final straw? I got the plumber coming tomorrow. Let's not forget that. She had the plumber coming tomorrow. It's a blizzard. You're going to get snowed in somewhere. Do I want to get snowed in here with John and his drunk ass? Or do I want to get snowed in my place? And so she's like, well, I can't. He's not answering. So what the fuck do I do? He won't come home. Should I leave? And am I a dick for leaving? And Karen Reed has such a conscience that she's like, I mean, if I were her, I would have just got the fuck out. I'd be like, see you later. You ain't answering. I'm outie. You know what I mean? Bye. Not my kid. I'm not watching your 14-year-old. I didn't sign up for this. See ya. That's what I would have done. If I went out with my girlfriend, right? And I drop her off at a fucking party with a bunch of people. Imagine this. Imagine I go there, I drop her off at the house. She goes inside, doesn't call me. That's my girlfriend? Like what? She's inside just partying, not answering my phone. Like, you're my fucking girlfriend. I don't feel like I'm being too controlling here. If I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? You're inside with these people I barely know getting drunk. Whose dick are you sucking right now? Like, that's like, what is going on right now? I mean, that's a perfectly normal way to feel, I think, especially if your boyfriend is John O'Keefe and every, washed up chick from the Canton High School class of 1998 wants to fuck him. Like, let's be real. So I think it's a perfectly normal way for Karen Reed or any woman in that position to feel is to be like, what the fuck? I would have just left. She gave him too many chances, in my opinion, because in her mind, she's alive. In her mind, she's alive, or he's alive. So in her mind, he's being a dick. So I would have just been like, I gave this motherfucker a chance. I waited 10 minutes. I called 20 times, 50 times, however fucking many times I called, right? I gave him a chance. I left voicemails. I gave him the teaser. I even said I'm back in Mansfield in case I gave him that one last chance. He's still not biting. I'm out. That's what I would do, but not Karen Reed. Karen Reed didn't leave. Karen Reed called her mother to ask for advice. Be like, Mom, like, it's okay if I leave, right? Like, I'm not in the wrong here, right? Like, what? That is the most, to me, when she told me that, I'm like, that makes fucking sense. Yep. And that's why I like talking to Karen Reed, is she always gives me excuses. Well, not excuses, sorry. The other side gives you excuses. Karen Reed always gives me answers that make sense with receipts. And that is an answer that made sense. You know, they also, as I would point out, think about it. They have her phone. They have her phone, which tells you a lot of things. So they already know all the time she called her dad. And they testified, the police themselves testified that Karen Reed deleted nothing from her phone. She's the only one in this whole thing who didn't delete any of her phone, didn't get rid of her phone. She's the only one that doesn't appear to be hiding anything at all. So, another thing they have with her phone too is this whole thing. Okay, John's phone's going up and down 3 flights of stairs, right? And that puts him inside the house. Well, they don't like that one because they don't want John in the house because that means that Karen Reed didn't do it. So, if they can show that Karen Reed's phone also show her Apple Health data also shows her going up and down 3 flights of stairs at the same time John's was, that would prove that the Apple Health data is a little funky, wouldn't it? Because, oh yeah, see, hers says the same shit, and we know she wasn't in the house, and they have her phone. They can just go in there and get it. But they're not. And let me tell you, that shit's coming out the next trial. I know that as a fact. Karen Reed's Apple Health data will be entered into evidence at the next trial. Because that's going to be impossible to explain, is why Karen Reed's data doesn't show her going up and down 3 flights of stairs, but John's does. That fucking matters. And I don't know why it wasn't brought up in the first trial, but I can't wait for it to come up in the second one. All they've done is given we know that the defense is going to come back stronger and have so many better arguments, whatever. What is the prosecution going to do? They're calling Karen's dad. Is that the dumbest strategy I've ever heard in my fucking life? Calling her dad. Have you seen this guy before? He's wicked smart, as they say. He's a college professor. He's a teacher. He's well liked. And he knows his daughter's case inside and out, and he knows she's innocent. All you're going to do when you hear this guy talk, you're like, this guy loves his fucking daughter. You're going to make the defendant so much more sympathetic by bringing the dad up. I mean, Hank Brennan ain't that stupid, is he? He ain't that stupid. And if they got his, like I said, it's just, this is the dumbest fucking thing. And the fact that they're cheering this on shows you how dumb they are. Oh, let's watch some more.
The trooper took her SUV.
That's, by the way, this is the key cycle right here. This is key cycle whatever, I think, that has the 24 miles an hour thing. I don't know if Man Shannon's going to get this, but pretty sure that's it.
And Karen called a lawyer. Boston attorney David Yannetti.
She sounded young to me. My first thought was, this is a teenager. I'm going to have to talk to the parents.
She sounded young.
But then as she started to tell me the situation she was in, I was thinking that, she's probably going to need some help.
Yeah, I'd say so.
He was right. 2 days later, 7:30 p.m., police swarmed Karen's house.
There was a good 8 to 10 cops. They went all around my house, shining lights in, and started banging on the doors. And then they all just flooded my house.
She was charged with
gangster.
3 crimes.
Love it.
Manslaughter, negligent motor vehicle homicide.
That's such a good
and
mugshot.
leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death. Karen spent the night in jail.
The nightmare had begun.
Nathan Reed is Karen's brother.
Someone was going to pay a cost for John losing his life.
Yes.
And so was I surprised that there were charges? No, I wasn't surprised.
The next morning, minutes before her arraignment, Karen met her lawyer in person for the first time.
That's the first time you met in person.
Copy of the charging documents, and he held them
At the arraignment, prosecutor Adam Lally laid out a damning case.
Red and clear areas SUV.
Then drove off, leaving John lying there.
Both of the victim's eyes were swollen shut.
Hypothermia. Karen pleaded not.
So I think when she was initially
Oh, this
charged-
one. Oh my God. The TikTok lady. Can we talk about her?
Former Massachusetts prosecutor Katherine Loftus followed the story, but wasn't involved in the case.
So I think when she was initially charged,
Oh my God.
those seemed like the appropriate.
Those seem like the approach. I have never seen anyone as useless as this woman, just useless, and loves the sound of her own voice. Let me tell you guys, and I thought about doing a story on her, but I just didn't get around to it. When I first wrote about this woman was in our inbox on Instagram kissing my ass, telling me how great the reporting was and blah, 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 blah. She's got a TikTok channel, and I didn't know who she was before this, but I guess she works at Daddy's law firm and whatever. And so, but she has this like overly done and exaggerated Boston accent, and just anybody who seeks attention like that on TikTok is just, I don't know. And just like, why would you do that if you were a legitimate lawyer? Like, and then she started saying some things like criticizing the defense and they don't know how, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch, stay in your lane. You know, you're not smarter than Alan Jackson. You're not smarter than David Yannetti. You work at Daddy's law firm. You know, yeah, you eat your grilled cheese sandwich there on your TikToks, and you talk law, and you have all these other people. You have a lot of subscribers, I'll give you that, who are like, oh my God, thanks for making the law so simple. You really break it down for us and talk to us like regular people. Yeah, but I'm not impressed. I was never impressed by this lady. And over time, she basically became a stooge for the McAlberts. She wrongly said that I would be in jail for 90 days. She's like, there is no way he's getting out before 90. Yeah, bitch, you might want to read the statute, because they actually couldn't put me in there for 90 days, 60 at most. And she has since said that she believes Karen's guilty because reasons, and she won't really say why. Something about Karen changing her story. And then I realized it's just like, she sucks. I realized she sucked a long time ago, and I'm glad so many other people are seeing it now. So anyway, her voice is just cringe.
A charges issue at that time. So families'
Oh,
reaction.
Oh, here she is, Big Fat
to
Beth.
the arrest and
BFB.
finding out that there's been an arrest of Karen Reed.
Relief. If she did this, she's going to be held responsible for it.
Oh my God.
And at this point, we didn't think that it was necessarily on purpose.
Oh my
we just
God.
know something happened. She hit him and she left.
It's hard to imagine that any family would have to go through something like this.
Yes. You know, Johnny died on
John.
Saturday,
Oh my God.
And then Karen is arrested.
It's just so cringe. John, I mean, he's a grown fucking man, 46 years old. And these people call him Johnny. It's just so cringe. I wasn't around. I don't know what people called him. Bro, he's a grown ass man. And every one of these motherfuckers insists on calling him Johnny. It's so cringe. Every time they say Johnny, it's like they want to establish that, oh, I knew him so well. I don't call him. You guys call him John. I call him Johnny because I'm so fucking close to him. Unlike you. Like, bitch, you're nothing. You're Big Fat Beth. You're Hot Pocket. That's what John thought of you. You're the cat lady who sits alone eating Hot Pocket. That's a direct quote. I wasn't making that up. That's a direct quote. I got sauces, and you look like you like sauces too. Just saying. Mostly honey mustard, but anyway, back to BFB.
Did on Tuesday night, and they're at court on Wednesday. There is 0 time to grieve.
Days after the arraignment, John O'Keefe was laid to rest.
Look at all these cops. And I don't know if it was Joe Flipperhead or somebody pointed this out today. Yeah, this is awesome, seeing all these cops and all these people there. I went to a lot of pretrial hearings. Didn't see a single one of them. None. They never came. And doesn't that say a lot, folks? You know who else I don't see in this arrangement here? A Boston cop by the name of Brian Albert. Don't see him anywhere in the mix. I see dumbass Carl there. I mean, Carl's there. I mean, in fairness, Carl was John's friend. He's a lot of things, but he's not lying about John being John's friend. He's just a fucking moron. But I don't see Brian Albert here. I don't see Jennifer McCabe here. Were any of them there? I don't know. I've seen no evidence that any of these motherfuckers were there.
The line to get into the church was probably about a half a mile down the street.
Says so much about John.
It does. It does.
The police marched in kind of
First time seeing this guy
to salute the casket, and that was an incredible moment. And you could hear a pin drop when that was going through, and that line lasted. I don't know if there was 1,000 police officers in that. It was just went on forever.
And then the procession to the graveside was long.
Yeah, oh my God. There it is. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. What did Leonardo DiCaprio call it? The bagpipes and the bullshit. That's what that was right here. That's the bagpipes and the bullshit. All that stuff. All million cops there show up, blah, blah, blah. None of these motherfuckers come around anymore. None of them. Because they know it's bullshit. Shock and horror right there. Shock and horror. Oh no.
Long. We took a route through Braintree, where Johnny grew up.
Johnny, oh, for fuck's sake.
And
here she
then
goes.
made our way.
Oh, here we
to
go.
The grave.
Yep.
Very hard to say goodbye.
Very hard.
Oh my God.
Karen wasn't at the funeral. She knew she was in a world of trouble. Then a stranger called with a story that would turn the state's case on its head.
Maybe somebody else had a motive, and maybe somebody else would have caused the death of John O'Keefe.
Oh, it's gonna make me do a commercial. All right, let me
so good.
Mute that. Let me read a couple turtle chats while I'm doing this. Let's see what we got here. We got Bradford sends Jabeth the Hut. Sends $25. Jabeth the Hut. That's a good one too. But I like Hot Pocket more. Because that's what Johnny called her. I can call him Johnny too. Johnny called her Hot Pocket, so I'm gonna call her Hot Pocket. Megan sends $5, goes, haven't been able to catch you live in a while, but now you motivate me when I listen to the replay at the gym and you're ranting. Now, when I want to slow down, I ask myself, do you want to be a Fupa Sloth or do you want to be a BFB? That should be do I want to be a BFB? No, I don't. So I'm going to do 10 minutes extra on the elliptical today, aren't I? Romy Johnson sends $50 and goes, I was in Canton today for one of my kids' hockey games. We drove the stair route after the game. No phones showed anyone going up flights of stairs. Go figure. I know. On Oakdale Street. Try it. We should have 1,000 people try it. See if we can get a single person to see that if their phones register going up one flight of stairs, never mind 3 flights of stairs. So thank you for that one. Next up, we have here a couple of others. Brittany sends $10, goes, how hard do you think Morrissey slapped Tully for giving you the phone and admitting to search your phone at the grand jury? He'd have no right to slap Tully over that. Well, Tully had to give me the phone. I mean, he's the one that he's the idiot using a burner email to fire someone. Oh, we'll get into that when we get to the stuff tonight. So thank you very much, Brittany. Nathaniel from Staten Island Pickering sends $5 and goes, the first time I ever heard you call them the Sullivan sluts, I could not contain my laughter and was so cut off guard. Thanks for all the laughs and keep it up. Yeah, the Sullivan sluts made it on last night for some reason. No mention of the federal investigation, but that's why it's not an A. They didn't mention the federal investigation. So I would say B+. So very good. Wait, I'm off YouTube? Oh, for fuck's sake. YouTube's down. Fuck. Is it? It must be because I'm sharing this stuff. It must be. It's got to be. They violated me. YouTube's down. Everybody's saying I'm gone. Okay. I know I'm gone. All right. Wait, I'm back? I'm back on YouTube? What is happening right now? Am I back? What just happened? What is going on? I've never seen this before. Okay. You know what? I'm going to give you guys right now. The Rumble chat just went up by like 1,000. I am going to go ahead and so if this stream gets killed on YouTube, I have just posted the Rumble link in there. You guys need to subscribe to our Rumble channel, Turtleboy Live on Rumble. We are there right now. I see 700 Rumble rats over there right now. And we're also on Twitter, but I don't really like the live chat on Twitter. It's hard to follow it, but we're back. We're back. So I don't know if I should share any more of this. It's like, is that obviously what got me in trouble in the first place? I don't fucking know what we can share. I thought it was like a fair use thing. I mean, I did play a lot of it. If I'm suspended for policy violations, why are we back? Do not share. Okay. But then how am I back on? I don't know. I mean, I'm on X. You're on YouTube, though. I see. Anyway, let me read some more turtle chats. Joyce sends $10 and goes, what do you think of the new top brass at the state police? I heard he has a juicy background from New Jersey State Police. Well, he is the guy that got rid of Tully. Like immediately. It was his command was like, you need to fix shit there. That's the first thing he did was identify a problem and try to fix it. So, I mean, that's good. So good for Maura Healey for bringing him in, and we'll see what he does. He's got a long way to go, though. The stream got pulled, not UTB. I mean, it didn't get pulled because I'm still here. I don't know. Miss Shorty was struck earlier, too. Okay, whatever. All right. Any more turtle chats here? No. Do we have? No, I think that's it. Do we have any cash apps? Angela sends $20 and goes, make the Reeds witnesses equals can't attend court every day. That's actually untrue, Angela, because Paul O'Keefe and Aaron O'Keefe were made witnesses and they were allowed to attend court. If you're a family member of the defendant or the deceased, of the victim, then you are allowed to attend, even if you are a witness. You got a copyright strike, not a suspension. Weird. Gary sends $5 and goes, where were all those coups for the investigation? Where were all, you mean the cops for the investigation? That's a great question. Nowhere. Nancy sends $25 and goes, Daddy, YouTube sucks. Shout out to my sister Mary. So shout out to my sister Mary. Absolutely. Okay, cool. And then I see Turtleboy admin has signed into the back. So I'm guessing I'm going to get a message in a minute. Let me see here about what not to do. I don't want to fuck this up again. You're back. Suspended for oh, I know that. Okay. I think we're back, right? All right. So you know what? I guess I'll just I don't know. She's saying copyrighted for the Ratchet Madness video. Oh, it's the Ratchet Madness video we got a copyright for. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right. Let's go back to this then. If anyone else wants to donate, the link at the top is for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me $, Uncle Turtleboy. So they talk about Steve Scanlon here and his role in it. And I kind of want to just get some good stuff. All right. So, yeah. And they fucking, all right. I like the Brian Albert part. I want to get to that. So Scanlon, if you guys don't know, Scanlon is the guy who I spoke to on the phone in June of 2023. Scanlon came to David Unetti on February 2nd and said, look at pal, something went on in this house. Your client's innocent. I know Brian Albert. I used to work with him. I think he beat the shit out of him. And then they were like, okay, he started taking notes and he felt uncomfortable by it, David said. And he's like, whoa. I thought this was going to be like off the record. Basically, he wanted to rat on Brian Albert and help Karen Reed, but he didn't want his name. Don't stream it, she's saying. Don't stream it. Stop, she says. Okay. I'll stop. I can't play that clip? I can't play the Turtleboy part? The Turtleboy part's the best part. Oh, it was so badass. I mean, I got 1 minute video of that I could play. Let me just send a video to myself. Hold on. Stop, she says. No. Okay. Don't do it. If she says don't do it, don't do it. I won't do it. But can I just play the part where I came on there? Because it was badass. And we could talk about some of the things Sue said too. Because I know people are all mad at Sue. And I get it. But I think, man, it sucks you can't share this shit. Like, don't they want people to talk about their content? Don't people don't they want you to like analyze it and talk about Dateline? Like, we can't play it, you know? Play the audio? Copyright madness? Yeah, we'll get to the Bederow letters in a minute. This is my introduction.
Thanks to this guy.
What's up, losers? How's everyone doing tonight?
Aidan, Kearney.
Don't mind my daughter. That's my daughter snoring in the background. I tried to have her watch this with me, and I'm like, I didn't know what my dad's going to be on TV. You got to check this out. She wanted to see it, and then she just couldn't last till 10 because it didn't come on till 10. So she missed it. So what's up, losers, is how they start it.
Needs of thousands. Thanks to this guy.
What's up, losers? How's everyone doing tonight?
Aidan, Kearney, a.k.a. Turtleboy.
All right, guys, so big day today?
He's a former high school teacher turned blogger. Part reporter, part showman, part instigator.
We ain't got no quit. We ain't got no quit. No means out.
He told NBC 10 Boston that he stumbled onto Karen's story in April 2023.
Wasn't getting much coverage, and then I was just blown away that night when I read all the court documents, and I just couldn't believe this is really happening.
He posted immediately, and he's been at it ever since, amplifying the defense theory like a relentless human bullhorn.
To frame an innocent woman and cover up for the murder of a Boston police officer.
Sue O'Connor.
All right, so yeah. I what's up, losers? I love how that was the introduction into this. That was fantastic when that happened. Anyway, Texas is making it a game, huh? Ooh, how about that? So I thought they portrayed me well. Like, they made me seem happy. Like, the fact that they showed crowds outside, large crowds, and other people saying good things about me, and I'm taking selfies with people and, you know, whatever. And like, I have all these people supporting me. Like, anyone watching that has to be like, well, he must be onto something, you know, like he got it. And like, I'm the good guy. I do the interview with them. They didn't. They wouldn't sit down. Like, I'm gone again. Wait, second strike? Are you fucking kidding me? Policy violations? Are you fucking kidding me? Maybe it'll come back. I've never heard of this other thing. Hold on. She's going to kill me. I'm checking the email. We have not got an email yet about this. We have not got an email yet about this. So usually they wrong YouTube. Wait, are we back on YouTube? No. Okay, we're down on YouTube. I'm still on Rumble. But the stream is still going, it looks like on there, right? It's your content. I know, like they're using my fucking videos on there. Like that. What's up, Lou? Like that's me. You know what, guys? If you're on YouTube, just go to fucking. I don't want to start a new stream, so just go to Rumble. Just go over. We're back on fucking YouTube. Are you kidding me? We're fucking back. What is happening right now? What is going on? Honestly, don't count on YouTube. So we got 1,500 Rumble rats over there right now. Head on over there too. Okay. So anyway, I'm not playing any more of this shit because this is obviously too risky. But I'll tell you other thoughts that I had based on it. I thought they portrayed me well. I thought that the villain music with Brian Albert was great. I thought Jennifer McCabe came off looking horrible. They never mentioned Colin, which is fine. Because we want to focus on Brian and Jennifer and Higgins. The three of them came off looking so bad. And when they added at the end that Brian Higgins and Brian Albert, we reached out for comment, but they wouldn't come on. That said a lot. I watch a lot of Dateline over the years. I've never seen an episode ever where the defendant is willing to talk this much, but the lead prosecutor and the lead detective and all of the witnesses are unwilling to speak. All of them. I've never seen anything like that before. And I think that speaks, like anybody watching this is going to have the same opinion. So I think it was a huge win. I think it was a great thing for Karen Reed. Yesterday was just a great fucking day in general. A great day. And there'll be more shit I can remember, but I think we've done enough Dateline. I think we've covered it all. There'll be more shit, but they played all the Proctor stuff about the whatchamacallits, the voicemail, the text messages. So he came out looking like absolute shit. They did the how long to die in cold thing. They had the crash daddies on there who explained that he wasn't hit by a car. They had Alan Jackson standing next to the fucking Ford, what is it, an Expedition, showing it and playing Trooper Paul's bullshit. Like that looked really good. They had, I don't know, just like everything about it made Karen Reed look good and made them look horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Keep me posted about the, and the pig DNA too. Talking about how there was pig DNA on his clothing, right? Was that what it was? Where it's like, you know, from like a doggy treat, perhaps something like that. All right, cool. Yeah, she looked way better on Dateline than she did on 2020. Agreed completely. Anyway, thoughts on Sue. So Sue said that I think her exact quote was like, he's not because she said I was a journalist before, but her quote this time was something to the extent of he doesn't follow normal journalistic practices or something like that. And you know what? That's fair. I don't, but that's also what makes me so effective. Is I guess normal journalistic practices would be like, well, you can't call people cop killers, right? You can't say Colin Albert was in the house. even though we all know Colin Albert was in the house. They'd be like, you need to verify that with 3 sources and corroborate it and this and that. It's like, I think Colin Albert was in the house, and at the same time, John was there, based on common sense and all of the things that these people are saying. And yeah, it's pretty obvious Colin was in the house. So I'm just going to say it. Colin did it, you know, just saying. You know, Sue O'Connell can't do that because she's NBC News. Like her corporate masters won't allow her to do that. And that's what makes me so effective at what I do, is that I don't have to wait around for bullshit. Like if I get a source telling me something on telling me something that no one else has, that's it. I'm running it. If it checks out, if it's legitimate, my standards are don't do anything that can get you sued. That's my big thing. And I haven't. Notice no one's suing me for this. If I'm defaming these people, how come none of them are suing me? Because they know that the ultimate defense for a defamation allegation is the truth. Truth is the ultimate defense. And that's what I have on my side. So there's that. So, it is what it is. Like, I didn't think, yeah, okay, we could have done more with Sue, but I like Sue. I'm not going to lie. I like her. Like I've said before, she's like I've gotten to know her personally. And she's like, I don't agree with her on anything, particularly politically. And, and I've been very critical of her over the years. Like, she kind of covered for Monica Cannon Grant a lot over the years. I was very critical of her for that. But she's like a cool person, believe it or not. Like, I like Sue O'Connell. Like, she was funny too. When she called Grant's mom, don't forget that. She called Grant's mom on him. That shit was fun. And then told him that on Twitter. She's like, I'm calling your mom. All you got to do is look at the way we handle when Sue O'Connell says something that we don't like, we respond to it by pointing out why she's wrong. When Sue O'Connell says something they don't like, what do? You know, they say horrible fucking things about her. Horrible things. That's it. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that and Sue O'Connell. And I think it was a very good night for Karen Reed, and it was a very good day in general. And let's get to the Bederow letters. I hit on this on Turtle Club, but we should talk about it some more now. Let's bring up the Bederow letter part 3, shall we? Okay. So, again, the purpose of these letters is not just the media publicity, although that certainly is something we're trying to get out there, is let the people know what's happening here, how outrageous this is, because I think it's important to, have the media report on matters of public concern when it's outrageous, and this is outrageous, and we are outraged, of course. But it's all of this stuff is going to be used in motions in the future. We're not just talking shit. We are sending letters to Robert Cosgrove and Ken Mello, if he's still alive, to let them know what we need from them and what's problematic about things so far. This is a courtesy. These letters are a professional courtesy to Robert Cosgrove, who is the prosecutor in my case, the retired judge, triple dip, as Howie Carr calls him. We are operating under the assumption that triple dip is is a decent person, is an ethical person. We don't want to assume that he's unethical, that he was just kind of thrust into this. He's taking the check, doing it for the money. And that once he's confronted with the reality of this and how corrupt it all is, that he will say, enough, I can't be part of this. And that's what any decent person would do in this. Or he'll just demand answers from Tully and from Mello and Garino and all these people. And when he doesn't get them, because they're not going to be able to give him the answers that he wants, that he'll say, this is not right. And he'll have to drop the charges. And if not, all this goes in a motion to dismiss, all of it. So I've had this stuff, this new stuff, like Part one of the Bederow letters was the fake victim bullshit. How she set me up. How she messaged Kate Peter and messaged Leah Genduso, and literally in their own words, plotted to have me arrested for what they called bogus witness intimidation charges. They called them, and play him at his own game and put me in jail. They put this all in writing. They lured me over there with a fake grand jury summons for a grand jury that didn't exist in order to have me incarcerated on Christmas, mind you. So there's that. So then the second letter was with Krusty Panties, and it's how her messages, a lot of them disappear. And she appears to be an operative for the state police. So that's problematic. But then the third letter is the juiciest of them all. And this is the one that really started catching the media's attention, because this involves Morrissey himself and direct corruption out of his office. So let's go over this. For approximately 1 year, the Commonwealth has claimed that Kearney's cellular phones have not been searched. These representations are patently false. Morrissey and Mello have known since October of 2023 that State Police Detective Lieutenant Brian Tully searched Mr. Kearney's phones, and that the state police extracted at least one of them prior to October 31st. So again, they have said this many times. Okay. They have said this in two emails that we pulled up on October 19th and November 26th of last year from Ken Mello to Attorney Tim Bradel. And they literally said that the phones are, in quote, that Tully is not looking through the phones. We've instructed him not to do it. And we will wait a taint team. We will put together a taint team who will review the phones and not look at privileged information. We've had multiple hearings about this, including a hearing, guys, on November 28th of last year, in which Ken Mello said this.
And with respect to the judicial system, the state police and the investigators have not perused the material. It is in its pristine form, located on the defendant's devices. But then again, turning those devices back over to the defendant would allow him, if you will, to delete any information stored on them, and would allow for a challenge sometime in the future to say that whatever may be mirrored is not accurate or was created elsewhere, or whatever the case may be. And having that equipment in the possession of the Commonwealth, as is evidence in almost every single case, Judge, that is the appropriate mechanism to employ here. I'm going to suggest.
Okay. So he doesn't want to give my phones back. And his argument is that we haven't mirrored them yet. Like Brian Walsh gave his phone to the police on January 6th. They plugged it into the Celebrate machine, downloaded the whole thing, and we get a gigantic file. That's what we got from the fake victim with her phone. We just have a copy of the whole thing as it was on January 10th. So they can do that. They can just plug it in and get a copy of my phone as it was on October 11th. And then we can figure out later on what you can look at and what you can't look at. But in the meantime, the phone itself can be given back to me, because I need to be able to go in there and I need to see what you're looking at. I need to know, how can I defend myself if I don't know what you're accusing me of, what evidence you're going to use on my phone? Like, I need to be able to defend myself. Like, that's a key thing. I have contacts with sources in there and other people that I need to get a hold of and continue to do my journalism. It was a major pain in the ass. But the phone itself, you can just give back. The phone itself is an inanimate object that can be erased at any point. But if you download the information, which is really easy, and you can just give it back to the guy the next day. That's the Brian Walsh. He murdered his wife, and he's allowed to do that. And he claims that no one's gone through it. We're waiting. We're waiting on the taint team. And so we have since filed a motion to suppress. That it's too late. You haven't looked through the phone. If you haven't looked through the phone, then time is up. But as it turns out, they have looked through the phone. So I don't know how it's going to affect that motion because they have looked through the phone. And like this is what else he says.
Cases my brother references preventive medicine requires action by a superior court judge. We would not investigate. We would honor our commitment to further not investigate until this matter is determined by the superior court.
Further not investigate. Right. What else?
Your Honor, we have honored, the Commonwealth has honored its commitment, and it was by way of a telephone call between Mr. Bradley and I to not go into these devices until there was some adjudication by the court. That would not end today if Your Honor would adopt the Commonwealth's request and submit this to the Superior Court. We would not, I would direct the state police to not touch the devices any further, provided that the defendant files within perhaps 1 week within the Superior Court.
So, yeah. So that's a lie, as we've seen. This is what they've said several times, several court dates. They insist on it. But as we've seen in the new evidence that we've provided, that is a lie. So, goes on to say here, we recently came into possession of several pages from a celebrated extraction report of Mr. Kearney's phone. And proof that it was searched by Lieutenant Tully in October of 2023 during an investigation orchestrated by DA Morrissey into alleged witness intimidation of Chris Albert and Jennifer McCabe by a Stoughton court clerk and Mr. Kearney. It is outrageous that we are obtaining this evidence in your possession related to alleged intimidation of named witnesses in the indictments against Mr. Kearney from a third party rather than through the Commonwealth, who is obligated to disclose this evidence to the defense several months ago, but has repeatedly denied it in its existence. So let me explain this to you from my perspective, how I found out about this shit. Let's just go through the timeline here. Let's bring this article back up. So on on September 28th of 2023, right? Or September 26th, I go to Chris Albert's Board of Select meeting. I hold the sign next to him. It says Chris Albert killed a man, and it was fucking awesome. We all agree on that. 2 days later, he's all upset about this. So he goes down and he applies for a harassment prevention order against me. And look at the shit that he cites in here. He cites in his thing, episode 598, Karen Reed defense files motion to recuse. This guy, Chris Albert, has his head on a swivel looking for turtle riders. I got bad news for you, Chris. I got bad news for you. They're literally everywhere. You guys should just stop going out in public. It's only going to get worse from here. I know where y'all were today, but like, dude, this, and he's got like 8-minute mark, 19-minute mark. This is copy and paste of the charging documents against me. Copy and paste. This was a dry run for my witness intimidation charges. And so they brings this in front of the judge, right? And he even says down here, the above listed incidents have caused me great pain and stress. My mental health is not great. I wake up every day thinking about this and go to bed with it on my mind. It's caused business to suffer. It's an ongoing battle every day to live my life like a normal person. It needs to stop. My right to live peacefully is being infringed, as well as my family, friends, and extended family. That, notice what he's pushing in there. Emotional harm. I'm emotionally harmed. This guy has been coached with the statute. They all have. They went through the statute and they're like, wait a minute. It says you can't cause emotional harm in there. Let's exploit the fuck out of that. Everybody say you're sad. That's how we'll get them. And so they go in front of a judge with this stuff, but it doesn't go the way that Chris Albert hopes it's going to go, because this is what the judge tells him. Hold on. That he has to have true threats.
Seeking a harassment order against Aidan Kearney. Correct. Okay. I read your affidavit. It's pretty extensive. On the one hand, on the other hand, it really doesn't have what what the case law requires is true threats or fighting words. So remembering that you're under oath, I know I can tell you're very upset by this thing, and
Sure.
I respect that. But why don't you make your case as to why I should do it?
Sure, Your Honor. I'll make my case. So this all starts from a case that I'm a potential witness in, but not really. I have very limited role in it. And because I was thrusted into this case, this person decided to start writing blogs about me, all sorts of crazy stuff. And it's one thing to write, about a person, and that's fine because there's First Amendment, and I'm a First Amendment guy. But it's another thing to show up at a person's place of work and their establishment where they try to make their livelihood and go about their day-to-day life without interruption. And then this person comes and harasses them in front of their place of business, harasses their customer, makes outlandish remarks about their pizza shop.
Singular.
Telling people that I murder people inside my pizza shop, telling one of my 70-year-old customers walking out, you just bought food from a murderer, shame on you. I have videos to back that up.
Never happened.
Coming there not once, but twice, doing the same stuff day in and day out, then calling my cell phone, calling my store phone, then in turn, it's causing his people to pile on and to call my store. Well, people call up and they'll say stuff like, you're going to hell, you're going to jail, stuff like that. And then shows up at one of my select board meetings 2 days prior to harassing me at my place of employment, where I try to provide for my family and make a living, and then standing 3 feet behind my ear, sticking up the middle finger to me and getting it within 2 feet of my ear and filming it. I would say that clearly falls under harassment. And I'm, at any given moment, he could have reached forward and grabbed me.
Oh, he could have reached forward and grabbed. I could have. He didn't. I said could have done it. He could have done it. So I could have grabbed him. Therefore, he needs an order of protection because I could have done something.
But he could. Let me just tell you what I tell everybody. And I'm listening, and I'm keeping an open mind. I'm just saying, as I read the affidavit, the case law is against you, but I'm keeping an open mind. You say that it's harassment. It is under the Webster Dictionary, harassment. Under Mass General Laws, Chapter 258E, though, even the middle finger is speech. Emails are speech. Speech is speech, obviously. Anything like that. And the case law is pretty clear. They have to be, I'll quote from the case, and then I'm going to keep hearing. The case is NM versus PR. It's appeals court case decided in addition to other allegations, and what the court may qualify as acts of harassment.
During my meeting, it was close to me, and I felt, though, he was a little bit infringing on my private area.
Is this at the select board?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he proceeded to follow me out to my car with the mob that he had with them.
How many people?
About 20 people. And then he surrounded my car and they detained me for what felt like forever, but probably around 7 or 8 minutes.
Did you call 911?
The police were there.
What did they do?
Eventually, they moved everybody out of the way. But at that moment, I didn't know if they were going to start punching my car.
Oh, no. In the world today, you don't know anybody. Yeah. No, I get it. No, I understand. The affidavit's very well done, so it took me one time.
Oh, yeah. It's so well done.
Obviously, I looked at the applicable law. Anything else? I feel for you.
Yeah. I mean,
I tell you,
legitimately
at your wit's end.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what more there is, what more, any remedy besides getting this person to stay away from my work, to stay away from my family, to stay away from me.
There's another avenue. The Superior Court.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
I have to apply the law, and it requires fighting words or true threats of violence. I don't see it. So I'm sorry, I'm going to deny your request. Thank you.
So he gets denied. Okay. So they're very upset about this. They thought they had this in the bag. And Judge O'Malley's like, no, that's actually not how restraining orders work. You can't just get them on people because they held a sign and they could have done something. Okay. So I go and I post on Facebook. I go, "Dear Chris Albert, I know what you did today. Blog coming soon." And because I got tipped off that he was down there. Jennifer McCabe went down there on May 30th and did the same thing. And this is an open courtroom. When you go to try to get an order on somebody, you go in front of a judge, there's a microphone, it's being recorded. They let you know you're being recorded. There's other people in the courtroom who have nothing to do with your case. Sometimes there's just lawyers sitting there watching shit, people hanging out at the courthouse. There's nothing secretive about this. But the McAlberts seem to think that there is. So I got sources everywhere. People love Turtleboy, and the person that you think that you're talking to, who you think doesn't like Turtleboy, they actually do, and they're probably sending me shit because they don't like you, and they just don't want to tell you that. That happens. You have no idea, McAlberts, how many people message me about you guys, especially one I could think of is Ashley Brady. Bro, I have your DMs with lots of people. You got to stop talking. They all don't like you. Okay. Anyway, what was I going to say here? Oh yeah. So I write about it, and I go, I know where you were, Chris Albert, and I got sources down at the courthouse, and they told me you were there. And this upsets Jennifer McCabe very much. Now, I didn't know this happened. Okay, I didn't know this stuff was going behind the scenes. What I do know is that suddenly Krusty Panties posts this. All right, she posts this because someone had sent me the affidavit. I didn't even know the guy who sent me the affidavit. I'd never heard of him before. People send me shit. So I get the affidavit. And then days later, Krusty Panties posts, this lovely lady is, we know her name is Michelle now. If you're down at Stoughton District Court, you can rest easy. Your personal information is safe for the time being, as she was perp walked out today. Your personal information, as if an affidavit filed in court is personal. She was perp walked out today and put on suspension pending an internal investigation. What is it that Karens like to say? You work for me? Well, you fucking scumbag, you work for us. Well, Krusty Panties, you are unemployed, so you don't pay any taxes. So actually no one works for you. No one. But okay. And your decision to share sensitive information from a public court document entrusted to you, not entrusted at all, through the court to further harass and stalk a civilian, or, mind you, to give out public information to a public person who wants to talk about it. Anyone can get that. Trust and believe it's going to follow you around too. You will be getting more attention soon, as will your new friend Janelle. I hope both your careers are worth it. And Janelle, mind you, is the Avon dispatcher who sent me, who ran a license plate that proved to be Jennifer McCabe's, which proved that she was at the Proctor household, which proved that Michael Morrissey was lying on August 25th when he said that the Proctors don't have a relationship with any of the witnesses in this case. So this is clearly like a threat, but it's also like, how does she know who this woman is, who she's doxing? And how does she know who Janelle Webb was? On October 3rd, she posted this. How would she know who Janelle Webb was? She wasn't charged with anything yet. I hadn't been arrested yet. So how did they know these people? So she's clearly being fed information by the district attorney's office. And if you guys have the Jill Daniels court audio, some of you guys heard it, please send it to me. I don't know if anyone streamed that. Please send it to me. But I'm like, okay, how the fuck? When she shared this woman, Michelle's name, I'd never heard of her before. I'd never spoken to Michelle. I didn't know who she was. So I'm like, who the fuck is this lady? I don't even know who she was. So I'm like, all right, that's fucking, she obviously is talking to people, whatever. Okay. And so then I get arrested on October 11th. And that's when shit changes. So let's go back to the letter. Oh, the Glairer has it. Awesome. We'll play that in a little bit too then. All right. All right. So we got this information from Michelle. Michelle reaches out to me in person. I see her at a fundraiser for Kelly Dooner for state rep on September 12th. And she comes to that thing and she's like, I've wanted to reach out to you for a while, but I've been scared to because they have your phone and they're going through your phone. And I'm like, what do you mean they're going through my phone? She's like, hands me Cellbrite extraction reports. She hands me these. I'll show you what she handed me. This right here. No, that's not it. There it is. These. An extraction report to me. I'm like, that's from my phone. I'm like, how do you have an extraction report from my phone? She goes, they suspended me on October 3rd, but they couldn't prove I was sending anything to anyone. And then they got your phone. And the first thing they did was download it and go through it. And they must have searched for, I don't know, Stoughton District Court, or they read must have read a lot of messages. They had access to anything they wanted. And they like, wait a minute. And these are the same people who were like, we've never been through his phone. We're not going, it's in pristine condition. but they use it to fire this woman who did nothing wrong. I don't know how she hasn't sued them. She did nothing wrong. You're allowed to send public court documents. So we're going to try to find out the date on this extraction report as well. But I don't like, this is the part. Did Morrissey think that I was never going to speak to this woman? Was that what he was counting on? That he put enough fear into her that she would never reach out to me? Because that's the craziest part. I could have found out about this last fucking November. So what's up with that? Or maybe Lauren Green, the head clerk at Stoughton District Court, who I'm told is in McAlbert, maybe she wasn't supposed to give this extraction report to her. They used this as like evidence to kind of get rid of her. But is what it is. So back to the letter. All right. DA Morrissey launched the investigation, which relied upon the state police's search of Mr. Kearney's cell phones on September 29, 2023. This is after he engaged Mr. Mello to handle any investigations involving Mr. Kearney due to a conflict that arose from Kearney's dogged reporting, exposed information that persuaded a large segment of the public that the Norfolk DA's office and state police framed Karen Reed for the murder of John O'Keefe, which almost overnight created the worldwide Free Karen Reed movement. Love it. Love it. Love that little footnote. Worldwide movement. Free Karen Reed. Because of my dogged reporting and journalism. So he sends this email that we're going to see on September 29th. They hired Mello on September 20th. He is not to have anything to do with me, but yet he is. Lest there be any doubt, Mr. Mello didn't know in October of 2023 that Mr. Kearney's phones were searched and at least one extracted. His failed attempt to indict Karen Reed and Mr. Kearney for conspiracy to commit witness intimidation shortly before Miss Reed's trial, in which Mr. Mello elicited testimony from Tully that he searched Mr. Kearney's cellular phones in October of 2023, settles that question. Tully testifies at the grand jury to indict me on March 27th that he has been through my phone and that he read messages between me and Karen Reed, which, by the way, don't exist, and me and David Yannetti, which do exist, and me and Alan Jackson, which do exist. And so he claims that he has read these messages. Well, that's the first time they've ever said that. But he doesn't say what's in the messages. He just says and Mello asks him, is there evidence of conspiracy to commit witness intimidation in those messages? And he says yes. He doesn't say what's in them, but trust me, bro, there's witness intimidation in those messages. So the key takeaway here is Mello is aware, because Tully has told him now at the grand jury that, I have been in his phone. Yet, how many times in court has Mello said, we've never been through the phone? We've never been through. It's in pristine condition. Pristine, he said. Untouched. We're deeply troubled by Mr. Mello's misleading representations, which have left the court and the defense with the false impression that Mr. Kearney's devices have not been searched. To be clear, we do not believe Mr. Cosgrove has deliberately made inaccurate representations to the court. Footnote there. Rather, it appears as if DA Morrissey, Mr. Mello, and Tully have failed to inform him about this stuff. So we're giving him an out here. We're giving Mello, like Cosgrove, like an out. Like, bro, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you're not corrupt too. But this is what you signed up for. And what are you going to do about this now? What are you going to do about this? Because if he goes along with this, he's just as bad as they are. All right. Okay. Put simply, it's undeniable the Commonwealth failed to disclose any evidence from Mr. Kearney's devices, despite Mello, Tully's, and Morrissey's knowledge for more than 1 year that such evidence has been in the Commonwealth's possession and that at least one of his phones has been extracted. Mr. Mello certified that his services began on September 20th. On September 26th, there was an engagement, and they agreed that he's have nothing to do with it. But on September 28th, Chris tries to get this order. It gets denied by Judge O'Malley. I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. But they don't write the true threats. You know, they got to be true threats. Got to be true threats. So this, I'm denying your order based on that, and I feel bad for you. I do feel bad for you, but it's not true threats. So have a great day, you weak ass motherfucker. Oh, did I say that out loud? No. Okay, sorry. No. And then what happens? That evening, Jennifer McCabe fires this text message out. And this is included in the email. I know it's late, but I am horrified that Chris didn't get it, the order. And I'm even more disgusted that for the second time, someone from the court leaked it right to Turtleboy. So again, this is Jen. It says below, Morrissey admits this is from Jen. But she's horrified. First of all, the way she says, I know it's late, that's how you know this isn't to some friend. You would not, if she was texting Kerry Roberts or whoever, you know, or Chris Albert or something like that, she wouldn't say, I know it's late. This is the kind of thing you say to someone when you don't know them that well. You have like a professional relationship with them, like someone in the DA's office. And they all do this. The fake victim texted Tully and Mello like they were her best friend. Same with Krusty Panties. These people, like the investigator, like they talk to these people like they're their fucking best friends. Like they exclusively work for them. Jen McCabe says she's horrified and disgusted that for the second, she's horrified Chris didn't get it. So she's mad about that. That's unacceptable. She's also horrified and disgusted that someone from the court leaked this information about a public court hearing to Turtleboy. The appropriate response from Michael Morrissey here. So this gets to Morrissey, this text message. We don't know who it's to. My guess is Tully, but we don't know who she texted here. The appropriate response to this from Morrissey is, it's a public court hearing, dear. Okay? It's a public court hearing. It doesn't get leaked. It's public. Okay? It's public. That's the appropriate response here. But that's not what happens. Instead, Morrissey jumps on his burner email account, his iCloud account, and he messages Stacy Fortis, who is we have a whole list here of who these people are on this email. Stacy Fortis, who is the Chief Justice of the District Court, Thomas Ambrosino, Trial Court Administrator, Philip McHugh, Deputy Court Administrator, Judge O'Malley, the guy who just heard that failed order, and Lynn Beeland, the crypt keeper looking ADA, who was the one who has been in touch with the DOJ and asked them to stop investigating. So he writes the following email. Let's just read this fucking email. You got to read this thing. On a burner account. And there's only one reason to use a burner account like this. It's completely inappropriate. And that is to hide whatever you're talking about from the public. We have a right to read any public communications between public officials like this on their emails. And you can FOIA any, mass.gov email or whatever. But not in your iCloud. The government can't get a hold of that. So why? Like, even as a teacher, I knew you can't email parents from a Yahoo account. You got to do it on your government one so that there's a record of it all, so it can be traced. So we know it's you, Anyone could just make an email. So like he's got an iCloud account here and he writes the following. Judge Fortis, I'm writing to express grave concern with actions taken by an individual employee at the Stoughton District Court in regard to an affidavit that was shared with a blogger writing about an ongoing second-degree murder case. A witness in the Commonwealth versus Reed murder case. He spells Reed wrong. He knows how to spell Karen Reed. I know he's stupid, but he's doing this on purpose too in case people search for Reed in there, R-E-A-D. A funny meme, which just share with me there. Okay. Filed the application for an HPO, which was heard before O'Malley. The affidavit was processed in civil clerk department and presented to the judge. We were informed by the witness and others shortly after the hearing that Aidan Kearney, aka Turtleboy, was provided with a copy of the entire affidavit. So he's not even supposed to be talking about this shit because he's already hired Mello at this point. Yet he is. There is no way he would have been aware of the proceeding without an insider working in the courthouse. That is just a complete lie. There's many ways I could find out about a public court proceeding. Plenty of ways. The individual we suspect is Michelle Littlefield. How the fuck would Michael Morrissey know this within 12 hours of the Jennifer McCabe text? And why do they jump when why does he say how high when she says jump? Why does she have this relationship with them? Things the feds, I think, should look into. And so how does he know this Michelle Littlefield person is? Because they probably have a list of every clerk there. And Morrissey gave it to a Krusty Panties or someone like that. And they ran it through the Justice for John and Karen Facebook group until they found a member. And they're probably like, it's her. So we suspect it's her because she's supports Karen Reed. All right. From the comments from one of the witnesses, you can see that they have completely lost all confidence in the courts. Oh no, Jennifer McCabe has lost confidence in the courts of the Commonwealth. What are we going to do? Confidence? Why? Because she didn't get an order that she wanted, so she lost confidence? Oh no, Jennifer McCabe has lost confidence. You know who else has lost confidence? All of us. But that doesn't seem to matter to them, does it? I have to agree. The actions erode the trust and integrity between the courts and the public and the relationship with the DA's office. We are like, what? Integrity and trust eroding that? These are the same people who have lied about everything. Bro, you're using a burner email address and you're talking about eroding trust with the public. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? So, goes on to say. We are extremely concerned the improperly disseminated court material, none of that was improperly disseminated, unsolicited to a third party. Like what? Which is continuing to cause harm and damage to a witness. How on earth is Jennifer McCabe harmed by me sharing a public court document? How? How? How is she harmed by that? She's not. She's embarrassed. And they've made it illegal to embarrass the McAlberts. We're extremely concerned. Let's see. It's a potential violation of the law. No, we also understand Aidan Kearney had also immediately requested copies of the FTR record. Again, there is no way he should have known about the hearing taking place, except it's public. There's a number of concerns we have about the possibility of having a file to file ongoing motions or requests for warrants before this court that will affect the orderly and fair administration of justice. Capital J for some reason. These actions are completely unacceptable and must be resolved completely immediately. That line right there, unacceptable. Who the fuck are you talking to? He's talking to a judge here, multiple judges, and he's telling them, you guys better do something about this. This sharing of public court documents is unacceptable. Who the fuck are you? I want to see the responses from these people. If every single person on this list didn't write him back and say, bro, what's unacceptable is you using a burner email to contact me, then they're corrupt too. We need to see it all this shit. Goes on to say, I understand you have an investigation and that may take time, but you also have to provide us with some evidence and assurance that you've taken action so we can safely continue to use the clerk's office of the Stoughton. You have to provide us with some evidence and assurance that you've taken action. You have to do this. You better fucking do this. This is a threat to them. Keep in mind, the day before he denied, the judge who's receiving this email denies an order against me. Then he sends this threatening email to the judge. And then 13 days later or 12 days later, I am arrested. And the district attorney's office, through Ken Mello, asks for a stay away order to put in place. And this time, O'Malley changes his mind and determines there are threats here. Though nothing has changed, the circumstances have not changed. The same argument is made. The same quotes from my YouTube show are given as examples. And yet suddenly O'Malley has changed his mind and is determined that actually I am going to put an order on him. I am going to do that. Suddenly. 100% he's a witness now. 100%. And he's going to have to answer for this too. Like what did he say in response to this? Why did he suddenly change his mind and determined? Suddenly he changes his mind? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Wonder why he changed his mind about the order. The same judge, the district attorney. This is what's called an ex parte meeting. We have a right to be there for this. Our attorneys have a right to be there for this. Karen Reed's attorneys have a right to be there for this because they're discussing the Karen Reed case. And it makes you wonder, how many ex parte meetings has this guy had with judges? Has he had any with Auntie Bev? Has he used this burner email to make any sort of contact with Auntie Bev and talk about the Karen Reed case? That is huge. Or anything. There is no fucking way this is the first time this guy did this. The ease in which this guy logged onto his burner account and did this should scare us all. We want and does he have other burners? This is a huge fucking scandal. And this email's handed to me. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is huge. I sat on the story for a month because I wanted to do it the right way, the legal way. So this is wild shit, man. Wild. So he gets ripped a new asshole in this. After his October 23rd arrest, his phones were seized at 9:15. The state police had his passcode, and within 1 hour, Krusty Panty sends the following message to David Yannetti. This is the message that she sent David Yannetti on Twitter. We know you're involved in Aidan Kearney's little witness harassment game, and your texts with him have already been making the rounds. Buckle up, Buttercup. So that's the threat, the buckle up, Buttercup part. But we know, and your texts have been making the rounds. So she's saying, I've been in your phone. I've seen them. And Tully got in my phone an hour before this. He's already in my phone. I'm on my way to Stoughton District Court now, like a baller, to be arraigned. Okay. And I think some of her messages, do we have some? Were they posted in the documents, like her tweets where she's like, I don't know if they were included in the exhibits. Maybe not. But yeah, she tweeted that like she knew I was going to be arrested that day. Okay. And so that's How the fuck did she know that? She knew on, let me go back to my article on this. Yeah, this is the one. October 10th, he knows the deal. Sorry, it was actually, so she knew on October 10th, on September 29th. She said I was going to be arrested on October 10th. Then she goes, actually, it was today, October 11th. And then we get this audio, which is interesting, from the police, state police transmissions on that day. Listen to this.
There are two older kids that are getting on the bus. I'm sure there's another one coming through.
There's two older kids getting on the bus. So this is at 7:53 a.m. Across the street from me at my kid's bus stop, two middle school kids are getting on the bus. And there's two of them. And they're like, are these the right two kids? Can we talk to our source, our CI? What does our CI say? Do we move now? Is this the big moment? Are these the right kids we're stalking?
Received. Sir, from KP, it was the same thing yesterday. Two older kids got on around the same time as now, but it was definitely 8:30.
I heard from KP there was two kids same time getting on the bus yesterday, but his kids get on at 8:30. I heard from KP. Who's KP? We want to know. I know KP. I mean, there's a lot of combos of initials could be there, but whoever KP was at my house the day before and did surveillance. That's not Tully. That guy's name was Kevin. I don't know who the fuck Kevin is, but if you listen to the transmissions of this, listen to this.
We got them, two kids on the bus or getting off the bus. We'll take a look. We're not really hearing you guys. You're good.
That's Sully.
Kevin, can you go again? Two kids on the bus or getting off the bus?
So that's Fanning's voice. They call him Johnny. He was in charge of this whole operation. And were those two kids getting on the bus? So that's Kevin. Whoever Kevin is the trooper that they're in touch with. And he just heard from KP. So whoever KP was did surveillance at my house the day before. And we have a right to know who the fuck that is. And, is she appears to be doing surveillance work for the state police. She's in my phone, obviously. They're reading my, like, she's not in it, but she's talking to people who are. And they immediately, of course, are like, we got Turtleboy's phone. Dude, there's no way they're sitting on that. They're going to go through fucking everything. They're going to download that as fast as you fucking can, like, possibly go through a phone. As fast as you possibly can. So, this is just crazy, man. We need to see all this. This is a huge story. And yesterday was such a good day. I mean, think of everything that happened. And I kind of put it all in a tweet today. Like, bro, David Traub resigns the day after this comes out. They don't even have a response to this. There's nothing they can say. Nothing. David Traub's like, I'm fucking out of this shit. I've had enough. I can't deal with it anymore. I'm out. I got some chick who can't watch her own kids watching my kids. She couldn't surveil her own kids, which is why she lost them to the state. And she's stalking my children to give them so the police can know when they can arrest me in front of them. These are fucking animals. These are pigs. Pigs. That's what these guys are. They're not cops. They're pigs. They're a fucking joke. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. So anyway, yeah, Traub resigns. Tully gets rehomed. Morrissey, you can't get rid of because he's the DA. But the FBI could. So maybe we're in touch with them. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're in touch with the Attorney General's office. Maybe we're not. I don't know. We'll see. But if they think that I'm the kind of guy that's going to take this lying down, incarceration, lies, setups, misrepresentations in court, they got the wrong one, baby. I'm not that guy. I'm the other guy. I'm the other guy who fights back. So Okay. So let's see. I didn't have the order against her at that time. I did not have. We got to find out who that fucking cop was, Kevin. We need to find out who that guy was, because that guy is talking to KP, whoever Kevin is. All right. I got to find the glarer real quick. I got to find his. Somebody said he has the Jill Daniels audio. We got to find that real quick. Hold on. I didn't know this exists. This was good. This was a funny thing. At the what minute mark?
If you watch this. No court has designated complaint. Stay away from the complaining witness.
Then.
We're not waiving any 36, Rule 36. This is just normal continuance we have. But I think I might be including that in the Rule 36, given the position of the district attorney.
Duly noted.
Mr. Docket 24 CR 928, you're being released on your own.
Stick around because there is actual footage. I mean, would you expect?
Like transpired in the clerk's hearing.
Suing this matter, I was given assurances by the Board of Bar Overseers that, in fact, should the Norfolk DA's office stay in this prosecution, we'd be in violation of Rule 1.7A, subsection 2.
So this is the Norfolk ADA. He's like, yeah, we are recusing ourselves. We're looking for a new special prosecutor, but we can't find one yet.
That being said, I'm actively seeking to obtain the services of a special prosecutor to pursue this case beyond today. I've made several phone calls. I would just ask that as we had treated the arraignment a week ago.
They can't find anyone to arraign or go after Jill Daniels and Jim Ferris, but me, they got Carmelo, no problem.
I'm not necessarily in a position where I can say I'm representing the Commonwealth, but there was a stay away, no contact that was ordered on that matter.
Nope.
I would suggest that would be appropriate.
All right.
But again, I defer to you given my awkward standing.
Understood. So you're not asking for any bail at this point?
Were the case being reviewed in a vacuum?
So tell me why.
Well, if you look at the circumstances.
Stay away, no contact from the alleged victim. Is that any objection?
No contact is appropriate in this case, Your
You
Honor.
do or do not?
So he goes, I don't think a stay away order is appropriate in this matter, right? It's standard. A stay away order would be standard for assault and battery charge. And he's like, I don't think it's appropriate. Well, why not? Why can't you just stay away from me? What's the problem here?
I do not.
Okay, so tell me why.
And this guy, by the way, is like 1,000 years old. This is Joe Krowski Sr. I thought Joe Krowski Jr. was Joe Krowski Sr. because everything about that guy screams senior. But this guy, he's got a dad. It's like the Mandelbaums. Remember that? Why don't you pick on someone your own age? Do you have any kids? I don't know. Like then Mandelbaum. It's just like that. If you ever watch that Seinfeld episode, these are the Mandelbaums. And this is the same judge, by the way, who denies the order against Jennifer McCabe. So this is Izzy Mandelbaum Sr. here is going to go into a whole thing about why a stay away order is not appropriate.
If you look at the circumstances under what transpired in the clerk's hearing, the so-called complaining witness, who I believe thinks that he is a victim. He's not a victim until any court says he's a victim.
Sure.
He's not a victim? How am I not a victim? The fake victim gets to be a victim and I'm not a victim? I was assaulted, sir. I was assaulted. How dare you, sir? By a wild, rabid animal named Jill Daniels. She just assaulted me.
Traveled from Holden to Canton, and that's where everything happened in the city of Canton, in the town of Canton.
So what? Who cares where I didn't travel from Holden. I traveled from Boston that day, actually. And we were there to work. And then we got hungry, so I went out for a meal of food. It doesn't matter where the fuck I came from. You can't assault someone.
Oh, this should be great.
Talked about her business in Canton. She lives in Canton. I think giving that kind of order,
dude,
with a so-called complaining witness in this case, is pretty much tantamount to giving a loaded pistol to a 2-year-old.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
Yeah, dude.
I missed that. Giving a loaded pistol to a 2-year-old? A stay away order is a loaded pistol? I didn't even hear that. Oh my God. He goes, I wholeheartedly disagree with you.
Ah, I love this judge.
Do you have a next date, Mr. Krause?
Judge.
Mr. Krause, this is not the date for a trial. It's an arraignment. She's going to stay away and have no contact with Mr. Kearney while the case is pending.
Woo!
You have a date for a pretrial conference. Sidebar.
Sidebar.
Yeah. Sidebar. Is an act I'm hearing is galactically stupid, and it's so much fun. Your Honor, it's like giving a loaded pistol to a 2-year-old. She lives in Canton. No, bro. No, dude, you can't fucking pull up. Listen, when this is over, guys, I hope you'll stick around because there is actual footage. I mean, would you expect less from Turtleboy to actually get footage of his own assault perpetrated by Jill Daniels? And we're gonna watch it. It's very public. She made it a point.
Yes.
Thumbnail are stills from it. Like, and went on this rant about how, yeah, I got wrinkles, but I got a good heart. You know, like she doesn't go to jail. She does like.
He comes.
Because here we are.
We had that conference.
All I'm looking for is a pretrial conference date.
We can expedite matters.
Yep, and the date is? What's the date?
That I've stated on.
Yeah, it's on the record. What is the date you'd like for your next event? November 12th for pretrial conference. We will see you then.
Hey, Mr. Docket
We're
20.
not waiving any 36, Rule 36. It's just normal continuance we have, but I think I might be including that in a Rule 36, given the position of the district attorney.
Duly noted.
Hey, Mr. Docket 24 CR 928, you're being released on your own personal recognizance the appearance back here November 12th for a pretrial hearing. Conditions on this case are that you stay away and have no contact with the victim. Failing to comply with that condition of picking up any new charges during the pendency of this case, you could be held up to 90 days without bail. That's a bail warning. You'll need to check in with probation before you leave the courthouse. You need to.
I would like the record to reflect that it is a complaining witness, not a victim at this point. No court has designated a complaint. Stay away from the complaining witness.
Mr. Kearney. Right.
That's not me. That's the Zoom.
In the matter of Robert Boyd,
It's just like, why is he so obsessed with being like, he's not a victim, Your Honor? Bitch, I am. Clearly I am. Clearly I am. And the judge basically was like, get the fuck out of here. So again, they're making it seem like that guy can't possibly be a victim. Bitch, she assaulted me for no fucking reason. She came up, she pulled up and jumped out of her car and took the phone out of my hand and started screaming at me like a fucking, like a nut job. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. We went out for a meal of food and got accosted on our way out by like these bootleg sopranos. Like they're outside of Satrial's laying in wait for me. I mean, it's fucking stupid. Stupid. So, all right, cool. So that was good. Let me read some turtle chats here. And then we'll call it a night. We got here. I don't want to miss anything. Lisa sends $25 and goes, "Sup, doctor? Thanks for the reminder that Karen was the only one who didn't delete anything from her phone. That says it all. She also didn't throw it in a dumpster at a military base." I know. Doesn't that really tell you a lot? Like she's the only one that doesn't appear to be hiding anything. So thank you very much, Lisa. D-Nick sends 50 big ones. Thank you very much, D-Nick. She says, "I'm so proud of you." Oh, thank you. I just know your kids will be proud of you when they understand it all. I hope so. I hope so. Please don't ever take for granted when we tell you how appreciated you are. I don't. And I value every single person who says that to me. Let me tell you, I'm really salt of the earth guy. Me and Johnny O'Keefe, we're salt of the earth guys. All right. So thank you. She goes, "It's genuine. You deserve all of the flowers, and I'm excited to see you keep on climbing." We got a long way to go, D-Nick. So I appreciate that. And we're going to get through this together. So thank you guys. Love you all. Jen's Snatch sends $10. Jen's Snatch sends $10 and says, "Karen said when she talked to Jen after waking up that Jen stated, 'I just spoke with Nicole and she said you guys never came in the house.'" Yes. That's why they didn't go back to the house. Because she said that she just spoke to Nicole, but she never spoke to Nicole according to her own call log. That one wasn't even deleted. That one doesn't exist. So that's a lie. She lied to Karen in order to keep Karen from going back to 34 Fairview Road because she Googled how long to die in cold and it was too early to go back. It was too early. Didn't the call log show the first of the two calls came at 6:07 a.m.? Why, yes, it did. And if so, why is she making up stories prior to John being found dead in the snow? Because she doesn't want her to go back there yet. Making up stories to cover everyone's ass before crimes even been committed. Enjoy Shawshank, Jenny. because all the girls on Cell Block C are going to enjoy you. Yeah, they really are, Jen. I hope you're enjoying. She deserves it too. Like it, usually parental separation makes me sad for all parties involved. I'm going to enjoy that family getting separated. I am going to enjoy the fuck out of that. You know, when they always show the migrant, the illegal immigrants, they come here and they show the crowd. Oh, the sad kid's crying. He's being pulled apart from his parent. And you're like, yeah, that's so sad because, you know, it sucks. They just want a better life for themselves and blah, 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 blah. With Jenny McCabe, it's going to be great because her kid is Allie McCabe and she sucks too. Allie McCabe is a getaway driver for a murder. She's an accomplice to a murder, right? And then she lied about where she was that night, and Life 360 proved that she lied. And instead of just coming to grips with it, she blamed me and said, "Oh, she's just like her mom." So watching that family get split up is going to be that's going to make me hard as shit. I love it. I love it. That's going to be awesome. So thank you very much for that, Dono, right there. Okay. Do we have any turtle chats here? Yeah. On the Cash Apps, we got, let's see. Matthew sends 25 and goes, George Papacristo, Norfolk County District Attorney's Office resigned due to Dolan. Okay. Thank you. Breezy sends $5 and goes, please address transgendering Mike Gianetti's son. I've done it many times before. I just said that I would, like, Mike Gianetti's a crackhead and so is his girlfriend. And I wanted to adopt his kid. And I'm like, I want to save that kid because Mike Gianetti's a crackhead. And I said, and I told Gianetti this, and I said, when I adopt your kid, I'm letting him choose his own gender because I'm progressive like that. And in fairness, the kid never made an announcement yet. That's how things work now. We get to pick our own genders. So I'm going to let Mike Gianetti's kid tell me what gender he is when I adopt him. He said I was threatening to kidnap the kid and make him a transgender baby. That's false. False, Your Honor. He might be cisgender. We don't know yet. Tracy sends $5 and goes, Jen McCabe to Danbury. Kate Krusty Panties to Carpet Munch in Framingham. Yes, God willing. God willing. Fake victim go there as well. All of these motherfuckers that conspired to put me there and lied. They can all fuck off and go to jail. Jeffrey sends $10 and goes, Turtleboy Tiff, if she has my cash, love you from Detroit. Okay. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that. Zelda sends $7 and goes, hi, Top Turtle. I love watching. Thanks for all I do. Thanks for all you do too, Zelda. I appreciate that. You were great in Super Mario Brothers. I loved it. Nancy sends $25 and goes, Daddy, YouTube sucks. Shout out to my sister, Mary. What's up, Mary? All right. I might have read that one already. I forget. We got another one here from, I don't want to miss anyone. Michael sends $20, goes, Norfolk ADA Lynn Beelan resigned yesterday. I know, another one, dude. Another one. This is not, something's happening, bro. This ain't normal. This ain't normal. So we're going to stay all over this shit. Okay, cool. All right, cool. She's not in Super Mario. I know she's not, dude, but she's like a video game character, right? Zelda? I forget. Anyway, I'm about to call it a night, but thank you guys for coming and thank you all for the support. It's been a good week. You know, it sucks that all this shit happened. They conspired against me to do all this, and it sucks that they did this to Karen Reed, but that's what we're here for, baby. And we're on Dateline this week. A lot of bad guys went down this week. Like, it's fucking happening, dude. It's happening one way or the other. The good guys are going to win. Justice is coming. I love all you fine people, and you all have a great night. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.